在职场路上畅通无阻的秘诀，就是时刻准备好扭转不利的局面。风险预警，目光放远，聚焦长线，就是投资成功的秘诀。市场波动很正常，该出手时就出手吧。
打开微信，搜索公众号“星际老男孩 SCBoy”， 这里有每日的直播预告、重要的赛事报道、精彩的视频剪辑、有趣的主播八卦、定期的抽奖福利以及爆笑的节奏和评论。关注 SCBoy 官方公众号，365天每天更新，让你与20万猛男一起更便捷的享受我和黄哥给大家带来的快乐。不要告诉别人哟。
And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the third day of World Team League of WTL 2023 Winter Code S round number 6. And oh my god, we're just jumping right into it. And that is a very interesting image, as in the bottom right we have Young Dust, and in the top left we have Dark. And also, I'm not alone. I am joined this day, by the lovely, the beautiful, the AsherBro.
Hello, hello. How you doing? You sound a little tired. Are you alright?
I just woke up.
Okay, cool. Gotcha.
Look, it's been a long weekend. Okay, we've been casting a lot. We had the Turtle Tussle this morning. We've been co-streaming. We've been covering WTL. It's
Beautiful.
StarCraft. Yeah.
Have you had some water? Had some food?
Just now. Yep. Just now. Got some food inside me.
Hey, there's more sponsors now. There was 3 last time.
Yeah.
They're growing.
Yeah.
There's I think the second one is new. It kind of looks like a Final Fantasy splash.
Yeah, you're on it, Pop. I don't know if you noticed, but there was like an anime like intro earlier. I don't know if you saw.
Nah.
Okay.
It wouldn't have registered to me, honestly.
Okay. It blended in with everything else. There's a new sponsor. It's CranKy Star. It's basically.
Oh, yeah, I know that game.
Oh,
It's
there you
a-
go.
CranKy
It's some
Star
weird game.
Rail.
I remember seeing
Mm.
fuck, who was playing it?
Quanta.
I think. Oh yeah, it was Quanta, wasn't it? Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, it's a gacha game. It's like Genshin Impact sort of thing. So yeah, they're actually sponsoring WTL this season, which is interesting. I don't know if I want to get into it, but into Honkai Star, but it's really cool. It's really cool that they're sponsoring StarCraft.
Didn't one of the teams that tried to qualify have a name that had something to do with that game? Am I imagining that?
No, you're right. Oh my god.
I
I
cannot
think
remember what it is at all, but there's some weeb team that
Yes,
had
no.
some name that had something to do with that.
There were a lot of weeb teams. There was
That's true.
Tohu Project, Tohu Project or something like that. Which was also based off an anime. Yes.
Okay. I
Yeah.
think there's another one, but that's okay. It's all right.
Yeah.
I'll remember it later.
I'm sure there were more. Yeah. I mean, if you remember for a while, like Team NV, they were sponsored by like an anime.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I'm thinking of. It was Abydos, right?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Abydos. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's out of my head now. Have you been casting Young Zest much recently in the ASL?
We have been covering him. I think we casted Young Zest in the qualifiers. I don't know if you heard about this. Young Zest technically did qualify for ESL Masters, but he couldn't participate because he's too young, Papi. He's too young.
Oh, he's done a Max Packs, has he?
Yeah.
I mean, he's
So,
even got the same camera setup going on. Yeah, we've basically just got SEA Max Packs.
Oh, true. We have the C version of Max Packs here before us. Now it's all coming together. It's all making sense. Instead of a Danish prince, he's like a I guess a Chinese emperor. He's
Yeah. I can roll with that.
There you go. As we're getting into our openers here as well, for a moment there, I assumed that we would be through via replays, but I guess it's just we have Dark's cam at least as we settle into the ZVP.
Yeah, looks like might just be that maybe Young Zest is too young to have the camera on.
It's possible. By the way, that's a really early Roach Warren. I think that was like a 3:30 Roach Warren timing, very early here from Dark. And with that, I'm imagining that we're going to be making quite use of it. It looks like it has not been spotted. Roach Warren hasn't been seen, and Roach is already on the way.
Yeah, so pretty much a standard game coming out from Young Zest so far, just very typical PvZ. Dark's being super aggressive now with these queens, just pushing away these oracles, and I think this should start to set off alarm bells for Young Zest that those queens are straying quite far from creep. They might not be intending to return.
Exactly. We have Roaches following suit as well, just zooming across the map. We do see Young Zest throwing down a shield battery at his natural base. He's throwing down shield batteries at his third stasis traps as well. He is fully aware that an all-in is coming, but can he survive? Can he hold against the wave of Zerg that's coming?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, he just wants to be pumping units as much as he can, maybe even getting some more oracles. He is really light on units right now, and it looks like Dark is kind of taking advantage of just some small inefficiencies maybe in the early game.
Oh my god, you're you're going full sword me, Bobby, because you are a little bit underwater with your voice. But here we go. We're diving on forward towards that third base. A stasis trap is going to be triggered by only a handful of links. Bile's going to be connecting as well with said shield batteries, and we do have some decent amount of shield batteries, but we don't have too many units available here for Young Zest.
Yeah, there is just not much there at all. His positioning's fantastic, and those stasis traps are really good as well, but the sustain in the army of Dark could just be a bit too much.
Yeah, exactly. No creep, we cannot transfuse, bear that in mind, but the wilds are going to be connecting. The lings are slowly going down. Young Zest, can he get on top of these Ravagers here? Some of the queens are starting to fall.
Yeah, the batteries are spent now, though. As soon as those batteries do run out, those Stalkers are going to be dropping like flies. The Lings coming in to reinforce as well, starting to get on top of the Stalkers. There are no probes left at the third, and it looks like Dark might have just done enough. It's getting pretty close, though. The Ravagers and Roaches, they are going down.
Yeah, exactly. Only one Ravager left, and the two queens remaining here for Dark. He's running out of steam, and it looks like, especially with these Oracles, can we clean this up? We get another warp in of Stalkers, and we will hold. Oh my god.
an insane hold from Young Zest. He had about 5, I think maybe 6 gateway units when this first hit, but it's not over just yet. He has to get that Stalker back to safety. That's some good micro from Dark to try to catch it out, and he does get it on the retreat there, but it looks like Young Zest, he has held. He is starting to get ahead on supply now. He's actually making this happen.
Yeah, he is making this work. He has survived Young Zest. He's ahead in workers. He's about to kick in with Blink and +1 as well, and he still has those oracles alive, so he's going for a big counterattack now. Do we have any queens? We just sent all of them across the map. If we don't have queens, if we don't have spores, then drones could be falling.
Yeah, it looks like 5 queens, so it's going to come down to positioning. That's something Dark's very good at. He does actually take down an Oracle despite having a few less queens here. So, yeah, you can see Dark is just so active with moving those queens around, trying to anticipate where the Oracles are going to come through.
Yeah, exactly. Beautiful positioning there from Dark. As you mentioned, Oracle's going to be going down. But Young Zest is in a pretty decent position from this point. Again, we're all on 3-base saturation. We can expand and take a 4th base from here, or we could try to go all in and hit a +1 timing with these Blink Stalkers. As we do start moving out across time, we have 2 more gateways on the way behind this. I still feel like we could try to expand, though. We don't have to commit, and there we go. A 4th base is on the way.
Yeah, just as you're saying it, the 4th base goes down, and it looks like Young Zest just going to be playing this out pretty standard, pretty comfortable, just from this slight lead. Dark, on the other hand, though, he is doing a pretty good job with the creep spread that's going to make it difficult for these Stalker Oracle Force to get as much damage done.
Yeah, and Dark is doing what he does best. You know, if he ever does fall behind in this matchup, what do we see? Infestation Pit. That's going to be for a Hive. We're going to throw down a Hydrogen. We're going to work towards Lunkers as well. Is the game going to go on that long? We'll see. It's going to be on Dark if he wants to be more defensive, or if he does want to try to be aggressive once again here with his Ling Road Ravager armies. He's waiting for the Stalkers to overextend and push onto creep.
Yeah, I mean, this might be a decent spot here for Young Zest, but Dark plays really well from behind. We've seen so many times games where he pretty much messes up in the early game and puts himself behind and just makes these insane comebacks where as soon as he stabilizes and he starts to make his own chaos, the game can get away from the opponent so quickly.
It's happened so often where at this point, you know, I think we all know that he likes it from behind, Bobby. And we'll see if he can keep this going. We have a couple of safety infestors on the way. Hive is on the way as well. I believe there is not a Hydrogen, so just Ling Road Ravager for the time being. The Stalkers have arrived, though. There's not much creep here in this at this 4th base location. We couldn't even try and force a cancel.
Yeah, Young Zest putting some really good pressure here on this 4th, and I hope he's feeling confident, because I think that's what he needs right now. He just needs confident Stalker movement. He needs aggression. He needs to put the pressure on Dark to make a mistake.
Oh, he does, and a couple of Biles are actually going to be grazing the army here. The base itself getting very low. The Lings are running out. The Fuggles!
Yeah, massive fungal goes down on all of these Stalkers here. And Young Zest, he is suddenly in a little bit of trouble. The energy, the shields on these Stalkers getting quite low now.
Oh, yeah, exactly. As we do see the Stalkers pulling back, a couple more of them are going to be going down. That hatchery is still very low. The Queens, they're coming on forward here. Dark is slightly forcing his opponent back, but we're bleeding out a lot of roaches.
Yeah, and this is where I want to see that confidence from Young Zest. I want to see him trying to get every little last bit of shields out of those Stalkers and really putting the pressure on Dark here. But he does, of course, have to worry about those infestors as well.
Exactly. You have to respect those fungal growths here, as they still don't have enough energy for another fungal available to them, so we can be a little bit more adventurous. But here come Lings to reinforce, and we're forcing these Stalkers back. At the same time, though, a small Zealot run by heading towards the 3rd base of his opponent. A couple of Stalkers as well.
Yeah, a couple small bits of pressure coming out here from Young Zest, so he is confident to try to put the pressure on Dark, anticipating that move, senses the Lings over to clean that up, but there's also a Prism going over into the main.
Oh, yeah, we have the War Prism going into the main base. We are bleeding out a lot of roaches once again because the Lings had to go off to the left-hand side to actually defend. It does leave these roaches vulnerable.
Yeah, that's right. There's so much going on here. Dark's being really, really active with these Biles, just pushing these Stalkers back. Dark, I gotta say, he's got to be one of the best players in the world when it comes to the Bile placement. He just gets so much done with Ravagers in particular.
Yeah, exactly, as we do see another Focal connecting as well. Oh no, those Stalkers, so many of them do go down, but Young Zest still has momentum going his way. He is slowly getting ahead in army supply as well. Again, the army supply is inflated by Dark with that Roach Ravager. We can keep on pushing. It looks like Young Zest is getting ready to go into said main base.
Yeah, getting those Zealots ready there for that drop into the main. We'll be able to go for another Warp in pretty soon as he sends that in, which he is doing now. I do have to be a little bit worried for Dark now. The pressure is on. Young Zest is starting to build up some momentum with the Stalkers.
Oh, yeah, he is gaining a lot of that momentum. The Queens are in position. The Zealot army doesn't achieve anything. More Zealots, they get caught out. Young Zest being a little bit wasteful here with this army, forcing a recall even, but he gets the base.
Gets the base. That is an amazing pick off here. That was the 4th of Dark. So Dark is in some serious trouble. We can see that income being pointed out now, swinging pretty violently in the favor of Young Zest. So as long as he doesn't lose all of these Stalkers right now, he's going to be in a great spot.
Yeah, he's going to be in an amazing position here, and a lot of this is because of the failed all-in from Dark. He's stuck on 3 bases. He is double expanding, trying to get his economy back up and running, but again, he needs time right now to recover, to rebuild. Time that Young Zest is not giving him.
Yeah, Young Zest looking really good here. That big Zealot force starting to build for another drop harass, and this is where things are going to get really scary for Dark. He has to keep dealing with these Stalkers, but he can't commit all of his forces to this.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And he just doesn't have the numbers for this. He does have those infestors. You know, Fungals have a lot of potential. At the same time, we do see that Dark, he's being distracted. I believe some of those infestors were exposed, and they both go down.
Both of them go down. The Fungal was good, but I don't think it's going to be good enough. There are more Stalkers than there are Roaches and Ravagers. Looks like Young Zest recognizes that as well. Blinks on top, dodges the Biles beautifully. There is just too much here, and I think he has done enough.
Oh, let's go, Bobby. The Chinese Emperor, the Chinese Max Pack's even going to be able to break on through. He gets on top of all the Ravagers as well. There's only a handful of Roaches remaining, but against these Blink Stalkers, what are they really going to do? The Oracle going ham from the early game as well. GG gets called, and Young Zest takes game number 1.
GG, very impressive. I was not expecting this to be even a close game, but Young Zest is going to be taking the lead 1-0.
He is going to be taking the lead here, and this is a real punish for Dark. You know, Young Zest obviously played incredibly well, but also Dark did put himself in that position. He did assume that, hey, who's this up-and-comer? Who the hell is this Protoss player trying to keep up with me? Let me just all-in him. Let me get game 1 done and over with. And Dark gets punished for it. GG.
Yeah, he really did. I mean, that was looking pretty promising. I feel like Dark was hoping to just walk across the map with the Queens, just be a little bit better with the micro, a little bit better with the early game up until that point, and just roll over his opponent. And he has gotten the bad news now that it is not going to be that easy. And I think we're going to be seeing full power Dark coming out for game 2.
Exactly. You know, after game number 1, Dark, I'm sure we're going to be seeing a more kind of a serious mode, you know, a more serious version of Dark coming out. I feel like the gloves are going to be off, the pants are down, and Dark is, yeah, I'm ready for it.
Yeah, he doesn't look too amused. I think he's going to be taking this next one a lot more aggressively. As here we go, we are going to be jumping straight on into it. And in the top left-hand corner, up 1-0 for Starlight Twinkle. This is Young Zest.
Oh, and spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have Dark for CranKy Gaming. So, in Spanish, I know if there's like an English equivalent. You would know this, Asher. In Spanish, there's a saying where, like, if you're going toe to toe with someone, you say sin camisa, papi, sin camisa, and that's saying, like, with shirts off. If you're yeah, like if you're having a fight with someone, you know.
Like tip to tip.
Yeah. Oh my god. Is that the equivalent?
Mano a mano.
There we go. There we go. Tip to tip, papi. Ay.
Yeah, you're just
Yeah.
fencing, just touching swords. Just the tip.
I don't think that's what I meant. I don't.
They're jostling for position.
Okay. Oh my god. And as we're getting into game number 2, big shout out to Baby Leagues in the chat. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session as well. Welcome everyone. Welcome to game number 2, our first series here of WTL, and already a bit of an upset.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting too much from this one, but they're not messing around. So Starlight Twinkle taking a pretty significant lead already over CranKy Z. So this is not going to be the cakewalk that I'm probably expecting.
Yeah, and I think what I love about this as well is that Starlight Twinkle, I don't know if you saw their roster today, but they're not fielding their ace players. They are fielding their ace. You know, Wayne is going to be competing today, but I don't see Nice. I don't see Cham. I'm sure a big reason for this is because they are playing in ESL Masters. They do have quite a night ahead of them, the both of them, so they're probably focusing on their individual league. So out comes the B team. Out comes young Zest, who's too young to play in ESL Masters, but he's old enough to play in WTL.
Yeah, and I mean that's the other thing with young Zest being so young. We might be seeing the same kind of thing that we've seen with Max Packs, with Clem, with Raynor, where these players come out where, I mean, even in the last year, we've seen young Zest improve massively, and take some really crazy results. So I'm kind of starting to wonder what the upper limit for this player is.
Yeah, exactly. How much potential does he have? We have seen him rise up through the ranks, but finally he's also been given some chances here in WTL, and we may see more of a reoccurring nature of young Zest here in World Team League if he does even better. Now, it is going to be an uphill battle. Game one, young Zest, he obviously had a really good defense, but it was also Dark just giving him the opportunity to actually be ahead in that game. Here on Equilibrium, different story, much larger map, and we even have that goal base we can take advantage of.
Yeah, I haven't seen a huge amount of PBZs on this map, but it seems like the goal base is definitely something that plays into the strategy quite a lot, especially for the Protoss. I'm usually seeing the Protoss try to take it.
Yeah, the goal base is in a really interesting location where you can take it as a third or even a fourth, as either player, as either race as well. Terran, Zerg, Protoss, like it's a really natural base to take, which is what's crazy about this map, because usually I feel like goal bases are a lot more exposed and they're a lot more vulnerable, but I feel like that isn't really the case in Equilibrium. So yeah, that does actually just ramp things up, especially in the mid game.
Yeah, for sure. But anyway, so far, looks like it is just once again going to be a pretty standard game. Young Zest very comfortable with these Oracle openers, but I mean Darky's just always so on point with the Queen movement here, so there's not going to be much in terms of drone damage, or at least not yet.
Yeah, exactly. As we do see a third base being taken, Dark just vying for map control. He does get eyes on set third as well. And with that Stargate opener, the Oracle is dipping into the main base. But as you mentioned, Dark, he has some of the best queen control in the game. He's able to keep up time and time again, and so far hasn't sustained any significant damage.
Yeah, it's so funny watching these really good Zergs, the way that they move their queens around. I think they just anticipate where the Oracle comes from just because they have this like internal clock for the timing, like when it's hitting certain angles, like when that first Oracle should be roughly arriving, that it just looks like they're hacking. Like just like that. Like these queens just walk out as soon as those Oracles start moving near. It's crazy.
It's muscle memory, where they should be, where they should be coming from. And, sometimes some players get bamboozled like this. We do see 5 workers going down the Spore a couple of seconds too late on finishing there. So young Zest, he's finally able to get some damage done.
Yeah, I love it. You can see already just the confidence from that first win seems to be paying off for young Zest. And, it's another thing about being young as well. Sometimes you don't know what you don't know, and you can feel very confident, even in positions where the opponent's quite favored.
There you go. That's a very apt way of putting it. You don't know what you don't know. And he doesn't know fear yet. Not yet. The hope inside him hasn't been just battered down by the brutal thing that is life.
Oh my god. Okay. I thought I was going to say something depressing.
Smurge. He doesn't know how to smurge yet, Papi, but he's Protoss, he never will.
There's still hope in his eyes. leave while you still can.
He's so young, Papi. Oh my god. But yeah, so far, like a good amount of damage. We have the 4th base being taken as the gold as well. Also, as we get into this very quickly, a big shout out to State. Thank you so much for the raid. Likewise, hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Thank you so much. And for those that are tuning in, welcome to WTL.
Yeah, glad to have you. And it's been really cool to see State coming back to the scene. I caught a few of his streams. He's a very good player. And obviously his casting in GSL has been amazing. So thanks for the raid. Yeah,
definitely. I've been a big fan of State ever since the Pro League days when he was competing for Prime. We don't need to talk about the matches that occurred, but it was really...
That's the way it goes.
Yeah. You know how it is. True. A big shout out to State as we are getting into this. So far, the goal base being taken. Nothing too major occurring other than, of course, the harassment that has been happening here from these oracles, and Dark is just building himself back up, getting up to that 4 base economy.
Yeah, Dark going into mutas, which I think makes a lot of sense on this map. Kind of similar to what we saw a lot of the time on Stargazers, just because there's so much dead space and because the bases naturally kind of form this linear pattern, mutas can be very effective on maps like this.
Ooh, exactly. The Spire is done. I believe the mutas have not been seen, not yet. At least the Spire hasn't been spotted, and we do see the armies clashing here in the center. So far, we haven't quite invested. We have +1 air attack now on the way. Dark is more concerned with holding, with surviving against these Stalkers.
Yeah, this is a nice pressure coming out from Young Zest, though, just putting a little bit of heat on Dark, but Dark, despite going for that Spire, still has plenty to push this back, and do you think this could distract Young Zest from what's going on here?
Oh, exactly. As we do dive on these Stalkers, a good chunk of them do go down. The Oracles likewise going ham here on the ground army. Nothing does shoot up, so we're actually going to be able to target down quite a number of these Ravagers.
Yeah, Oracle's really good for that, for shooting down those Ravagers, but I don't think Dark's really going to mind. I mean, the longer this goes on, the more threatened Young Zest feels, the longer it's going to take him to put together the pieces that something's missing here, and that thing that's missing is the gas with 14 mutas.
Yeah, there we go. 14 mutas are on the way. They're going to be zooming across them and paying for those mineral lines, and so far completely unscattered as well. We can see that Dark, he's taking control of the Zonaga. It looks like the mutas have barely not been seen here by Young Zest at all.
Yeah, that was a beautiful move, sending those lings over to clear up the vision on the tower as the mutas go in towards the main. Also, at the same time, pushing back the Stalkers. Man, Dark, he is playing angry. He is not messing around. He is showing right now to Young Zest that just because you got that one win does not mean you're better than me.
Yeah, exactly. Here you can see the full force of Dark being shown before us. We do see 9 workers going down. We're diving in towards the natural, in towards the third base. The Stalkers are having a hard time keeping up with the Stalkers recalling back home. That means that the ground army of Dark also has potential to push out towards some of these fringe bases of Young Zest.
Yeah, the muta's just flying on through. 19 probes going to be going down. That gold base a little bit exposed as well. And now the Lings, the Roaches, and Ravagers going to be joining up too. I mean, Young Zest actually does have a reasonably sizable army, but he needs to put it all together. And you can see just on this map how awkward it is to maneuver the army around.
Yeah, exactly. It's just been pulled this way and that, but now everything has come together. We've consolidated the army, and that's a lot of Stalkers, as you mentioned. Now that Young Zest has been able to bring everything together, he is forcing Dark back.
Yeah, this army is no joke, and Young Zest is moving with confidence here, so Dark's going to have to respect this, and you definitely don't want to be fighting armies with your mutas at this point.
Yeah, again, but we do have 22 mutas. That's a hefty amount of mutas, Papi. That may just be enough to break through all these Stalkers to deal with all this anti-air. The Oracles are finally going to be going down.
This is a scary moment for Dark, though. He's going to have to commit these mutas onto the Stalkers, and the Stalkers in equal numbers are going to trade pretty well. We need to get some Lings on top of them, but the Zealots, they are defending the Stalkers. I'm a little bit worried for Dark here.
Oh my god, 6 mutas do go down. The flock has been whittled away, and we do have to back off. You have to respect the army, and Young Zest, he's breaking on through.
He really is. He's getting on top of this gold base now, and the army of Dark, it can't really get to these Stalkers. The Zealot's going to be pushing back everything on the ground. The base has to be given up here, and I am seriously worried for Dark here. He went for a momentum play, for a sneaky play with these mutas, and looks like Young Zest, he is seizing the moment that he has.
He is. I'm loving these reinforcing Zealots as well. There are a lot of Lings here to deal with these Stalkers, but alas, if we do push in together, I don't think Dark can deal with the main army. Not on his own, not with this army. He needs more time to rebuild, to get more Roaches, to get more Lings, but we do see that Young Zest, he's pushing towards these fresh bases.
Yeah, he is, and we have to point out as well, Young Zest, he's on 5 bases, so he doesn't even really necessarily need to kill Dark here. If he just trades, he's going to be in a great position too. Yeah,
we do see that Zealots are going to be distracting the Ling army here of Dark and pushing towards the third base as well. Roach Warren did go down, only Lings to be made.
Yeah, drones are being pulled here. Drones getting pulled into the Zealots. Quite a few of those Zealots going down. The Lings are finally getting on top of these Stalkers. Was this an overextension by Young Zest? It looks like he's still got quite a lot of Stalkers here.
Yeah, as a little Stalkers, that's 26 mutas going ham here, and it looks like we can deal with every single one of these Stalkers. A lot of workers did go down. That's 24 drones falling here, and the Zealots, they're still getting more.
Yeah, Zealot's still getting more. We still have those extra bases for Young Zest. As long as he doesn't take too much damage to this counterattack, he could be in a good position here, but we do see that supply, it's starting to plummet, and the counterattack is really scary here from Dark.
Yeah, exactly. The mass muta gambit, it has paid off. We finally did with the army. We forced back Young Zest, and he may have a large base count, but he still is lacking in those workers. He still has to recover. He is up almost 20 workers compared to his opponents. He did so much damage across the map. Dark, he's got a lot to recover for, but he still has a massive amount of mutas. My god, that's what, almost 30?
Yeah, getting up towards 30 meters, and that kind of count is something that you just cannot deal with if you don't have the production. I mean, even Mass Stalker, that's probably enough meters that they can fight it.
Yeah, exactly. Not alone, the Soldiers, they need support with Phoenixes, with Archons as well, and that is tech that has been neglected, as Young Zest had plenty of time to start working towards something like Archons, but no, he decided to go for the kill, to go for the throat, and alas, now Dark is snowballing out of control.
Yeah, that's right. The Mute is fighting the Stalkers now. Only 6 Stalkers left. Those 2 Phoenix doing everything they can, but they are just tickling the Swarmer there. GG is called, but gee, that was a scary moment though.
GG, well played. Dark will take it. He will take game number 2, redeeming himself and tying it up 1-1. But that was not an easy game to take. That was pretty close. It went down to the wire,
Yeah.
and mad props to Young Zest.
Yeah, that was actually a really good game in the end. It kind of looks like Dark was just going to stomp over him, but Young Zest suddenly just had this massive amount of Stalker Zealot, and it got really scary for a moment there. I think Young Zest might have just very slightly overextended there into the drone line.
Yeah, exactly. I do think that he achieved a lot with that push, right? He ended up killing the goal base, he ended up pushing forward into the Roach Warren, but maybe just pushed forward a little bit too much, as of course Dark was amassing a Ling Muta army, and regardless, a really good performance, and it just makes me that much more excited to see more Young Zest in the future.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's a player that we've kind of had our eyes on here for at least the last year, but man, he's getting really good. I mean, a lot of these Chinese Protossers are getting extremely good, but him in particular, I feel like he wasn't on the radar at all maybe a year or two ago, but man, he's looking good.
He is looking damn good, and here we go. We're getting into our next best of 2. In the bottom left for Starlight Twinkle, it is Wayne.
And in the top right-hand corner, a world champion, it is Oliveira.
And very quickly, the raids back to back are coming in. Oh my god, we're going for a proxy hatchery. So very quickly, a big shout out to Jadolf in the chat. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Likewise, hope you had a great ladder session as well. This is a very interesting location for a proxy hatch. I have not seen this before.
Yeah, I think Wayne's about to show us something new. It's going to be a 12 pool with a proxy hatch, and the way that he's got it positioned, I'm not really sure how this is going to work, but there might be some trick to destroying these rocks. I don't know. This is going to be crazy. This is not often that you see this kind of strategy against Terra.
I love this. So a couple of things. This was a couple of days ago. We actually casted a match where it was a ZVP, and I can't quite remember the Zerg player, but he was focusing down those rocks, and he was trying to send drones over to mine through that location as well, so we could all in. But because the Protoss had controlled the Zelnaga, they actually saw the drones and they deterred them, and it didn't actually come to fruition. Here, this proxy hatchery, I love it because I'm pretty sure the intended purpose after killing the rocks is so that we can actually mine through those minerals that much faster because of the base location.
There's going to be a Ravager all in. Yeah, there we go. He's taking the double gas already, so it's going to be a Ravager all in here. Looks like he's going to try to just like sneak through that back door with the Ravagers and maybe build up quite a few of them before he attacks as well. So I don't know if Oliveira, did he skip his SCV scout?
I think he did. I mean, you do typically go for greedy openers here on Radizet Station just because you want to cut as many corners as you can. And what I love here the most is that this is what I wanted. After seeing such a peculiar map like this, I'm like, I've been waiting this entire season. I've been waiting. Will someone try to mine through these minerals and go all in? And finally, it's happening.
Wow, and it's a really greedy opening from Oliveira. Goes for the no scout with the SEV, and he's going Reaper straight into Reactor as well. So it might have been a gas first. I'm not sure if I missed that, but yeah, this is just an amazing build matchup for Wayne here.
Yeah, it really is. But we'll see if the Reaper can catch wind of what's going on, because Oliveira, he's getting across the map, and he should be seeing the lack of expansion. Now, he may think that maybe Wayne's own gold base has been taken, but after a couple of moments, Oliveira, he should be going back to check his own gold location.
Yeah, okay. Oliveira scouting around. Hasn't gone up into the main yet. I'm really surprised about that.
Yeah, without scouting the main base, he doesn't know whether it's going to be a Roach Warren, whether it's going to be a fast lair. He doesn't know what exactly is coming his way. He is racing back home, and those rocks are slowly going down.
Yeah, he's starting to work on the rocks now. Okay, there's a bunker going down, so Oliveira definitely knows something is up, and there we go. He does find this, but how much is he going to be able to slow it down, and what can he do about it? There's a tank starting up already. It looks like he went straight tech lab. That's very interesting.
Yeah, tank is on the way. Bunker is on the way as well. The rocks have been knocked down, and with the death of these rocks, we can start working on those mineral patches. as we do not have a second layer behind this. And that tank it's still a ways off the bunker. Can it buy enough time here for the tank to actually allow it to actually produce?
Yes, this one drone's got a pretty decent job ahead of it. It's kind of like we've gone and taken the locksmith and we've asked
Yeah.
him to open the door for all the army men with all the guns, and they're just kind of patiently waiting. Instead of breaching, they're just waiting for the locksmith to just
Yeah.
open the lock for them.
He's got his ear like at the door, he's got his stethoscope as well. Like he's just slowly like turning the knob, and here we go. We finally do bust in. The tank has arrived. The boys are being pulled prematurely here to keep the repair up on the bunker.
Yeah, I'm not feeling too great about this for Wayne, but he can still try to get himself up to 7 Ravages, try to one-shot that bunker eventually. But the other thing to point out as well is he did lose an Overlord, which is really punishing for this kind of build.
Yeah, exactly. It is so crisp. We cannot afford to lose things like an Overlord. Bars are going to be connecting, but again, the repairs are looking damn good. As time goes on, we have a Banshee on the way, a 1-1-1 follow-up. We have a tank on the high ground as well.
Yeah, that drone was very cute just to soak up the first shot from the tank. I really like that, but I think with the tank on the high ground, there just might not be enough to break this bunker. Already 3 Ravages going down, 7 Ravages, kind of that magic number for breaking bunkers, and yeah, it's just not going to happen here. GG is called.
GG, and Oliver, he will hold, he will take the game, and I am curious, I'm very curious if Oliveira has faced that before. Like, he honestly went for, yeah, he had such a prepared defense, he knew exactly what he needed. He was already throwing down the bunker to protect himself from the pocket base location, straight into tank production. That was really well done.
Oh, no rest for the wicked though. Back in the top left-hand corner, this is Wayne for Starlight Twinkle.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the reigning world champion for CranKy Z Gaming. It is Oliveira.
Yeah, I guess just with that gas first opening, and maybe Oliveira just had some kind of inkling that with that base being missing, that was what was going on, because yeah, he seemed to piece it together pretty quickly for how late he scouted it.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It is. Oh, I mean, yeah, like that's why I'm curious. I'm curious if Oliveira, he just was able to react in time, or if he had played against that in the past on the ladder. I'll be honest, again, we cast every single day here on the channel multiple times a day, and that is the first time that I've seen that specific build on Razet Station. So I'm at least somewhat satisfied. It didn't work, but at least you saw it.
Yeah, I'm kind of trying to think about why it's different to just going through the front. I guess if it was hidden for longer,
yeah,
he would have just won straight up. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely an interesting way to go about it.
Yeah.
It took a while to find out the minerals too. I'm not really sure if that's. I'm not really sure if it's there. I feel like it probably delays it a little bit too much to be worth it. I mean, the Reaper is going to go across the map and find out, so I'm not sure.
I mean, I feel like the one drone was a little bit lackluster. You were talking about it, right? Like, it felt like we were delayed quite a lot, only mining through with one drone at a time. I feel like we needed a little bit more urgency there, but I'm not too sure if the build allows you to pull extra workers or to make extra drones to actually mine through those middle patches. So, yeah, maybe it still needs a little bit of work. Maybe.
I think he needed a mule. That would have helped.
True. What he needed to make the build work is for Oliveira to also happen to be at the same time mining through those middle patches as well.
Yeah.
And then he can bust in.
Yeah, I mean, if that was happening, it definitely would have worked really well. Anyway, we're going to be back on Equilibrium, same map that we saw just before with Young Zest against Dark. So this kind of symmetrical map in TVZ has a bit of an interesting dynamic where very early pushes from the Terran can be a little bit scary just because of that the close distance between the mains. But as the game goes on, it tends to get better for the Zerg.
Oh, yeah, exactly. As we did have a pool first opener out of Wayne, the Lings, they do get across the map. They are forcing quite a lot less mine time here. They haven't killed anything, but don't make that deceive you. As again, this is quite a lot of mining that just isn't occurring here for these SCVs.
Yeah, it's a nice, calm, well-rehearsed response from Oliveira. It's the kind of thing that we got used to seeing out of him when he did make that World Championship run. Just very clean, well thought out, and obviously drilled responses. So it's nice to see him in that kind of form once again. And yeah, Wayne really not getting much out of this.
Yeah, that's a sentiment that we've been echoing over the past couple of days here, over the past week of StarCraft, is seeing that Oliveira, he's back in action, he is peaking at the moment, and leading into ESL Masters, this is the ideal moment to be peaking as a player, so Oliveira definitely wants to keep an eye on. I know that he's had a little bit of a dip, especially after becoming the world champion, but now I feel like he's back on top.
Yeah, so pretty clean hold straight into the third CC as well. So this is a very nice position to be in as the Terran. Kind of interested to see what he's going to be doing with this Cyclone opener here. This is something that I still haven't really got a good grasp on exactly what people are doing in TVZ. I'm not sure if it's even settled down that much. I mean, something I've been seeing quite a lot is the 2-Rax Reaper build, but with some Cyclones. This I'm not as familiar with.
Yeah. So this is again not mass Cyclone by any means. By any means, we do have Sim on the way. We've spoken about this before, but Cure has been quite fond of this, and looks like Oliveira has adopted it as well to go into these Cyclones just for map control, just to support the army. I'm curious if we're going to be doubling down here, and we're actually going to be going for Hellions as well, or if we go for an add-on swap, moving Rax onto that reactor instead. Yeah, we'll see what kind of direction we go here with Oliveira.
Yeah, it's interesting for sure. I didn't expect to see so much Alliance here on this kind of build out of Terrans. Just because I personally felt like the Cyclones were not going to be that good without speed. But it seems like the utility of just having them early, clearing out some creep, clearing out some overlords, things like that, seems to be pretty highly valued. But anyway, Wayne's going to be going into a Roach Warren here. So I'm not sure what he's seen that's made him want to do that, or if he's just more comfortable playing that way.
Yeah, I mean, he is a bit of a roach boy. You know, he's one along the lines of Dark as well. So there we go. Roaches are in production as we speak, which means that these Cyclones are going to be a little bit more ideal. Yes, they are fragile, don't get me wrong, but they can kite. They still have a lot of DPS available, and they should be able to hold on. Wayne is running behind this, but I believe he may even move out with these Roaches.
Yeah, he's got enough to go for a little pressure here, but I mean, having a look at the situation with the workers, Oliveira is in a great spot. He also delayed his Raxes a little bit to get the eBays earlier, so he's prioritizing upgrades over production. If he's fine for the next few minutes, and that's going to be something that pays off.
Oh, it really will. And the third base now being taken here from Oliveira. Again, he's not 2-base all in by any means. He's got 1-1 on the way. The armory as well. No Hellions, so don't have to worry about any kind of Hellbats. And Wayne is coming in for a scout, getting a read and getting an eye on the timing of the third CC.
Just has a little poke around, has a little look-see. Looks like he's going to be taken out by these Cyclones here. But Oliveira overall just playing a pretty passive game. Makes a lot of sense considering how good his start was.
Yeah, exactly. You know, a solid start overall, and now we're just getting into the mid game as well. You mentioned before that, hey, you know, this is not the first time we've seen Equilibrium tonight, and it has been a very popular pick for Zerg players, whether it's ZVP or ZVT. I do think the gold base plays a big factor, and as I say that, Wayne is taking the gold as his fourth.
Would you rather be a mineral miner or a gas miner?
I mean, so if you're mining gas, you're entering the refinery, all right? And you know, for all we know, it's like a mole inside. Like, you know, maybe there's like air conditioning, you know, it's like it's safe in there as well, right? We've seen multiple times SCVs saved by jumping into the refinery as well. So
True.
I feel like you're living the life if you're mining gas.
It's like the Dubai airport. Like time just doesn't really exist in there.
Exactly.
You kind of pop in, you go to the duty free, like you buy like 7 liters of whiskey. You have a little nap as well.
Yeah, they've got like an international food court, you know, food from like all over the Caprulu sector, you know, it's good stuff. And that's the real reason why when an SCV goes in, they're gone for a little bit. If they wanted to, they could just instantly come back with gas, but they don't. They spend some time in there. You know,
they just wait. I remember doing that in hospitality jobs. You kind of have a job and you know it's normally meant to take a bit longer, so you just kind of like you put it down, like you go on your phone, you just kind of like walk around a little bit, have a sip of water, and you know you take that deep breath, you know, that breath that you take when you don't really want to be there. It's like
but
like triple oxygen.
Yeah, but it gets you through the day, you know. It gets you through the day. It gets you through life, really. And you know, that's why they live in the life, you know. They're kings amongst the workers.
That's sweet getting paid for doing nothing. Yeah. Just tastes better.
Oh my god, but here we go. We are finally going to be moving out here again. Oliveira solid on 3 bases. We do see likewise Wayne. Now the roaches have been revealed. We haven't actually seen too much aggression here, as you mentioned before. A very passive start to the game itself, but immediately, my god, we're making 3 marauders at a time. So that's quite a hefty army.
Yeah, this is cool coming out from Oliveira. Looks like it's a bit of an 8-Rax variation. It's going to be Marauder Mine mostly, with a little bit of support from those Cyclones and Hellbats as well. He's going to have a really nasty 2-2 push, so it looks like he is, completely building around the 2-2 timing, but it's Wayne that's attacking, and I don't know if this is going to work out. He's surrounded on every angle.
Yeah, he pushes in, gets completely surrounded here by Oliveira. He's going to eat him up, just take down the entire Roach Ravager army, and that is everything that Wayne was building up towards.
Yeah, and I mean, Oliveira's 8-Raxing with Marauders. This is absolutely the perfect kind of army to deal with what Wayne was doing, and Wayne, it just gets completely enveloped by the army, and now Oliveira's timing kicks in. Those early eBays that he got before the Raxes, all of that is built around having this fast 2-2, and this is his timing now, which is just going to hit even harder because of that failed attack.
Yeah, big overextension out of Wayne, and now he's going to be punished for it as Oliveira. He sims on forward, takes down the Roaches, takes down the Ravagers as well. Wayne on the retreat, but he has already lost so much. The Overlords are exposed. No.
Yeah, the juicy Overlords. That is a good feeling here as the town. Those drones are going to escape out the back door here, but I just don't think that he's going to be able to muster enough forces to deal with the 2-2 onslaught of Oliveira, who is just stimming and winning all over him.
Oh, massive fungal on the army, but if only there was a follow-up, a second fungal as well. Not as good as the first, but there just isn't enough on the ground. Isn't enough to clean up these Marines and Marauders. GG gets called, and Oliveira will take the 2-0.
GG, Oliveira, as you pointed out, going for that Cure-inspired play with the Cyclones into the big 2-2 timing, and he will put DKZ onto match point.
GG. And I think what was interesting as well is that typically when we see these Cyclone-based openers, like you're hunting down Overlord, you're vying for map control, you have maybe even a couple of Hellions alongside them to make sure that they're safe against Lings. But Oliveira, he was very passive with them. He did kill like an Overlord and an Overseer, but he was just chilling back at home. He was just playing it out very safely, just getting into a secure 3 bases.
Yeah, he killed the Overlord that came to him. I mean, Oliveira was just big chilling there. Looks like he just realized that the opening went so well for him that he didn't really need to do that much else. And yeah, Wayne just maybe misreading the situation a little bit after that.
Yeah, exactly. As you mentioned, because Wayne wasn't able to scout the main base, he didn't know that his opponent was 8-Raxing. He didn't know how aggressive Oliveira was being. And pushing into an 8-Raxing player is probably what Oliveira really wanted, to have a fight on his terms, on his side of the map, and then snowball out of control.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Oliveira got the best of it, but it looks like he read the situation pretty well as well. So now it's going to be down to Rewhite to 2-0 Hero to get Starlight Twinkle back in this.
I'm ready for it. Good that you mentioned that, as we do progress in this series. There's one best of 2 remaining, and the pressure is on Rewhite. He needs to get the 2-0 to force the ace match. A 1-1 is not going to be good enough, and Hero is the best Protoss in South Korea. It's going to be a tough ask. But Rewhite has been looking impressive recently. You said it before, but there's something about these Chinese Protoss players, and Rewhite has been popping off, and I want to make sure that I don't mix this up, but we casted Rewhite, I want to say last week in Kung Fu Cup, and Rewhite, he took down Showtime in a best of 3 in Kung Fu Cup, which was crazy.
Nice. Okay, so he's got the PvP chops then.
Yeah.
Was Showtime playing Protoss the whole time?
He was.
Okay.
That's why I was shocked. Like at the time, I think I was casting Diego, and then we finished this series. I was waiting for another one. I was like, oh, Showtime versus Rewhite. Okay, yeah, we'll just jump in that. We'll see how it goes. Best of luck to Rewhite, and he took the series in the end, which was shocking. And yeah, I'm just double checking. It was in Kung Fu Cup. He took down Showtime 2-1. And what was scary is that because we were lucky enough to cast it, he didn't cheese. Like it wasn't any kind of like craze like proxy build or like a 2-base all in. Like no, it was pretty straight up, and it was mainly just out positioning Showtime even with Blink Stalkers, and yeah, getting the win was impressive.
Cool. Okay, yeah, that was my next question. I was going to ask how he did it. What was the way that he went about it? Yeah, that's really cool. I feel like Hero's pretty unlikely to give him a standard game, but I mean, definitely good to know that he feels comfortable in one.
Yeah, I think that's important to take note of is that one, like when you say that a player had won in a PvP, it's like you can interpret that in a couple of different ways. There are definitely different ways to win a PvP. But again, it was just straight up play against Showtime, and Hero is a very different Protoss player compared to Showtime. As you mentioned, what the reason why I love casting like Hero versus Creator or Hero versus Classic or Korean PvP in general is just because how chaotic it can get.
Yeah, they play crazy, especially Hero. I mean, Hero's got his own style.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be a cool one to see. Is there much else you've seen in Rewire? Has he been playing in the qualifiers as well?
He came close. He came so close to making it into the main event, but he just barely didn't in the end. So a little bit unfortunate, but Rewhite, he still has a lot of potential as a player, which is why it was so exciting to see him in Kung Fu Cup. So yeah, we'll see if he can pop off like his compatriot, like Young Zest.
He's got a juice box.
Oh, let's go.
Yo. Is that allowed?
The power of the juice box. Also, I want to quickly say a big shout to Rufio. Rufus, Papi. We missed him last week, Papi. We missed him last week. It's good to see him. Good to see him.
Yeah, he's chilling.
Yeah.
And he wants food.
Always.
Did you ever have juice boxes at school? Or like roll-ups? Were you a roll-up kid?
Oh wait, what kind of remember the roll-ups? They're a couple of years into it, roll-ups, they released like the roll-ups reels, right? They were like these little like coiled roll-ups.
I don't
like
know, the OG ones, like the
Okay.
mats, like the
Yeah,
ones that you open up, the free roll-ups.
Yeah, I remember them. Yeah, they're
Did you get them? Yeah, they were kind of one of those things where like I didn't get them, so they seemed amazing
Yeah.
to me. But like the kids
Yeah.
who actually got them, and like when I actually eventually got my hands on them, they're not that good.
Yeah, they're not. I was the same way.
It's a good lesson in life. It's actually better if you don't get what you want.
It's true. In the top left, we have Rewhite. Oh, sorry. Wait, what?
In the top left is Hero, in the bottom right is Rewhite, and the cameras are wrong.
Okay, I was very confused.
Yeah, and the name plates are flipped.
Yeah.
Sorry, we'll get there.
Well, it's fine.
Everything's flipped. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know who's who actually. Okay, it looks like Rewhite is blue. Is at the bottom. Okay, just there we go. So we're getting into this PvP as you're mentioning, and oh, Hero and Rewhite already going for some different openers.
Yeah, okay, so it looks like Rewhite doesn't really want to go for that one gate expand that's more common on ramp maps. I often feel like that indicates that the player is less confident, but we'll see if he has anything special in store.
Yeah, so because of this double gate opener out of Rewhite, this can lead into an all-in. That's what's terrifying about this. It doesn't have to, it could also lead into a 2-gate opener into a delayed expansion, which would set him behind, which is less than ideal. Or we can just commit to the all-in. Hero on the other side going for a gate expand, going for an economic setup here. And yeah, we'll see if Hero can keep up with potentially the aggression of Rewhite.
Yeah, I feel like this happens a lot in PvP where the stronger player sort of eggs on the weaker player to all in them. I feel like we see that a lot in the first game of a series. But yeah, I don't know. It's not always necessarily the case. And I didn't catch it. Did Rewhite actually go for double gate?
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the second gate coming. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like we don't actually see this that much. Like just a straight up 2-gate against 1-gate.
Yeah, I'm reminded of I don't know if you're familiar with Trigger. Trigger, very often he actually goes for 2-gate openers, even on maps like Side Delta as well. But Trigger also mixes it up. Like sometimes he goes all in, sometimes he goes for an expansion. He can be a difficult player to read, as Hero is going for a straight up gate cyber expand before Stargate.
Yeah, it's good that you point that out because it does seem to make him a little bit more vulnerable. But Rewhite is not going for a proxy robo or anything like that. He is just going to be going for a bit more of a standard play here.
Yeah, he goes for.
So confusing.
Feel my pain, Bobby. Feel my pain. Yeah, Rewhite, he is going to be going for a Stargate opener himself. Back at home, as you mentioned, this means that this is not an all-in. This is aggressive. You can see that we have 2 adepts. No, the adept does barely sneak in.
That's such a cute play from Hero, bringing his own probe in to block the way for the adept and almost closes the door behind him. That would have been absolutely devastating if he got to pull that off. But at least he keeps the units of Rewhite back at home.
He does keep them at home. He also got a full scout of the main. He gets eyes on the Stargate as well. He knows to be ready for the eventual Oracle. And what I was
Yeah.
getting at is that, again, hyper aggression out of Rewind. Not all in. He's still expanding, but he's looking for economic damage. And oh my god, Hero, he knows he's ready for the Adepts and the Oracles.
That's a really cool player. But yeah, it looks like he's pieced together exactly what's going on. He gets that battery down really early, which is important because it needs to finish so it can be healed by the other battery.
It's true. The battery on battery action, we do love to see it. And again, with a full wall off, it means the Adepts cannot break through. We have additional Stalkers on the way. We could even go for a Phoenix, and there it is. Hero going for a Phoenix first.
Look at the timing. It's so clean. Juicy.
They're just giving each other their beams, Papi, as they're keeping each other alive. I believe we have made the first Oracle. I believe it is, yeah, moving towards the main base as well. But the Phoenix, sorry, that's fake Phoenix. Phoenix is on the way, and it does arrive.
It's real. It's as real as it gets. It's going to be a recall. So he does bring it back, and that's going to be able to deal with this Zealot. But you can see the little bits of aggression by Hero as well, just bringing back units have been really instrumental in making this even more difficult for Rewind. I mean, Hero is looking fantastic.
Exactly. For Rewind to invest heavily into all these Adepts and into the Oracles as well, and for him to not get any economic damage is brutal, and it is setting him behind as a result. Rewind is going for a proxy pylon. We do have a Twilight Council on the way for Hero. Are we going to go for a proxy Dark Shrine, as Rewind already has his own Twilight Council as well?
Yeah, I mean, this is cheeky. Hero's got his Robo coming already. It looks like, man, Hero's just actually reading this game so well. He's all over everything. And these Phoenix are going to be able to run in. They're going to be starting to look for a third. And when they don't see it, he's going to piece together that something's missing.
Yeah, there it is. The Proxy Dark Shrine is on the way for Rewind. As you yourself mentioned, we have a Robo on the way for Hero. So he knows that really the only thing that can catch him off guard is going to be DTs. And he will have detection as the Observer is already on the way.
I still feel the roll up on my teeth. You know how it gets like, you get the little chunks stuck in your molars?
Yeah, like it's one of those things where likewise I never had roll-ups myself. I will, but you know the ad is like burned into my skull. The ad of like fruit roll-ups. I don't know if you remember, like the kids like making them. It didn't make any sense in my brain now that I think about it. But yeah, it's just like a hard like candy substance, and it's just it's not easy to eat. Like it's
I remember that there was an ad, but I can't remember the actual ad at all. I mean, I've fried my brain late. I can't remember many things.
You're like, I can remember Terran builds, Papi. That's all I've got left.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Oh, okay.
God.
Quick reactions from Hero. Immediately goes for the cancel as he sees those units coming in, knowing that he can't really hold, but he's going to be going for a proxy nexus at the proxy of Rewind.
Okay, we have quite a lot going on here. As we are taking a base towards the top right. He hasn't seen the Dark Shrine, by the way, but Rewind does see the expansion. So...
That's really unfortunate, actually.
That is a little bit unfortunate, as we have Glaives on the way. So Rewind is going for an all-in at this point. Glaive Adepts do not scale well into the later stages of the game. He does have a third Nexus on the way, but I believe he's going to be doubling down on aggression. Meanwhile, Hero is just building up its forces, and the DTs, they haven't been able to do anything yet.
There we go. The Stalkers do reveal that the base has been spotted. Hero's not going to be too happy with that, but he quickly cancels. I do like the Glaives as well. It's something I've been seeing a bit more in PvP, and it seems to work quite well against armies that have Immortals in them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Glaive Adepts, they don't kill Immortals very quickly, but they also don't get killed very quickly either. They're just amazing at just tanking so many Immortal shots and Stalker shots as well. But here we go. Hero is pushing out. He's looking to lay siege upon that third base. And even though we have Glaives on the way, I don't think we have many Adepts as we do blink in.
Oh, yeah, Hero getting really aggressive using those Phoenix as well just to lower the DPS of the army there. The Immortal does get sniped down, though, by Rewind. Maybe a little bit careless by Hero, but he might have enough anyway. The probes have to be pulled right now.
Yeah, the boys are being pulled. Stalkers are being focused down one after the other. Good target firing coming in from Hero. The shield batteries, they aren't done yet. There were two on the way. They're going to finish up after the fight does conclude. And it looks like Rewind is going to be able to hold on. But he did lose quite a lot of workers in the process.
Yeah, he loses a few, but not an awful trade, really. The second Immortal does come in, though, but the batteries, they are going to be finished here. What is going to be the choice for Hero of what to focus down? I do think he needs to get out of there now that the batteries are done, and yeah, he is going to agree and back off. Does he have his own third coming?
He does, thankfully. It's on the way, but it's still not done. Not done yet, so the pressure is on Hero to do even more damage. He has that first Immortal. He has reinforcements on the way. He's getting ready for that third wave of aggression. And he has options. He can go towards the third, or he can even push towards the natural as he does blink on top of the army once again.
Yeah, big aggressive blink. He is one-shotting these Stalkers through the shield battery. That overcharge is not going to do anything to help out here for Rewhite. Looks like that one Stalker is just going to be hanging on there for dear life, but there's just not that much here to save him from the onslaught of Hero.
Yeah, the control, the blinks are just a little bit too good here. As the prism goes down, there are barely any Stalkers remaining. Overcharges on cooldown. It was already spent. It was already made use of. And the shield batteries, they are out of energy.
Yeah, the Phoenix makes quick work of that Prism and Hero. He is not messing about. Blinks on top, and it takes out Rewhite. That is going to be Dragon Kaiser Gaming taking the set.
GG, well played. As you mentioned, Rewhite, he needed the 2-0 to force the ace match, but alas, Hero will take the first game. Wasn't the easiest game. There was a bit of a back and forth between the players, at least a little bit, but it was a rough start. It was a rough start for Rewhite. The Adepts not doing much. You know, even towards the end there, Glaive Adepts, we didn't even have any Adepts to make use of the upgrade either. The Oracle being shut down. The DT is not doing anything either. There was just so much working against Rewhite.
Yeah, I mean, the killer instinct of Hero is absolutely legendary. As soon as he saw that those batteries weren't finished, he got those trades going nice and early, and because of that, he was able to jump in later on.
Ah, real feel. Oh my god. Is he getting food tonight? Is he getting a snack?
Yeah, he'll get food at some point. He's being good. He's hamming it up for the camera. He can get a treat.
Well, let's go, Papi. Let's go. That's what the people are here for. Papi, whenever you're gone, everyone's like, yo, where's Rufus? Where's Rufus, Papi? Where's Rufio? Where's the cat? Where's the fluffy boy?
He's just
like,
living his life. He'll be alright. I think he's falling.
Oh, be careful, Papi. Be careful.
Yeah, well.
As we are getting ready for game number 2 here, and Rewhite's map of choice is going to be Alcyone.
That's what we're going with. Alcyone.
Oh, what does your Italian heritage tell you to say?
Alcohol.
Alcohol there, Papi. Oh, okay.
Al Capone.
That's still
The
my
cyclone.
favorite.
Al
Yeah, yeah.
Cyclone.
Oh, made Al the Cyclone. True, true. Let's go. What does Rufus think? What's it called?
I don't know. Is this map good? I haven't played on it.
What's that's such a vague question. What does that mean?
Just answer it however you feel is right.
It's okay. It's in the top right hand corner. We have a solid tweak. What is Rewhite?
And in the bottom left hand, it is Hero.
Yeah, an interesting map choice here from Rewhite. Now, I could be wrong when it comes to the numbers, but I'm pretty sure the rush distance by ground is actually quite long on this map. So a longer rush distance, lots of bases to be taken as well. You can end up fortifying yourself, getting up to a 4-base economy without too much issue. That is a bit of a trend. There are quite a lot of maps where you can set up on 4 bases quite well and get into a longer game. But I don't know if that's really too applicable to PvP, just because of how aggressive you can be in this matchup.
But how does it make you feel?
How do I feel?
Yeah, when you look at this map, what flavor of food does it remind you of?
What flavor of food? Okay, it's the kind of flavor that, like, it's got some spice, it's got some kick to it. You know, it's a little bit fancy.
Okay.
I don't like it.
Yeah, to me it kind of feels like, you know, when cheese gets sweaty. Like, do you know what I mean?
Oh my god!
Like when you have like a brick of cheddar and you kind of leave it outside for a bit too long and it starts to get the little like droplets of sweat on it.
It starts like huffing and puffing. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is the thing, right? Like cheese kind of does that. Like
No,
it
yeah,
kinda
yeah,
gets,
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it gets a bit moist.
Yeah, it does. It gets very moist, Mappy.
Yeah, it's like a salty cheddar.
I was gonna say, so this
It's gone a little bit bad.
so never mind.
Okay, you got it. I won't mind.
when you look at this map, Papi, what do you feel? You feel moist, Papi. Oh, that's good.
Yes, but in an uncomfortable.
Oh god.
Not how I want to feel when I'm watching StarCraft.
It's okay. You'll like it, Bob. You'll like it. It is gonna be a double stalker opener. Oh my god, we have a fast robo coming up from Rewhite. Oh my.
Okay, yeah, both players going to be going for 2-gate openers. So here, not going for the 1-gate expand again. Yeah, Rewhite going for a robo at home is definitely unusual.
Yeah, so this could lead into a one-base all-in, especially with a third gateway. We do have 2 adepts initially. Meanwhile, Hero, he throws down his own robo as well. Oh my god.
Did Hero see this, or is he just making a hard read?
He's making a hot made his game set. He can feel the moist. The
They're both
perspiration
going
in the
for
air.
pretty much the exact same thing. It's 3-gate robo on both sides, and
Yeah.
I feel like 3-gate robo is something that's really gone out of style in PvP as well.
It has. It's not too common of a build for those wondering. This is essentially an all-in. We did see a War Prism on the way, but no, Rewhite, he switches gears. Instead, he goes for an Immortal Sentry instead. Interesting decision here. Eventually, this will lead into a War Prism, but Rewhite, or again, both players are just going all in against each other.
Yeah, it looks like neither of them wanting to pull the trigger on all-out aggression. I did kind of get the impression from Rewhite that his build's almost a blind counter to Hero's aggression, or Hero's potential aggression. So I'm, yeah, a little bit confused. I'm not sure how Hero's going to adapt to this.
Yeah, we'll see here. We'll see. As the adepts stay shaded across the map, they see the lack of expansion, but they do not see the robo. Likewise, Hero is not fully aware of his opponent's opener. Now, what's important is that these builds, they are being executed in different ways, in different manners, and going for a robo like this, going for an immortal first like this does mean that we do have a better defensive position for Rewhite. Meanwhile, Hero is going for the more traditional 3-gate robo into that War Prism, into a gateway army across the map.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like if Hero doesn't piece this together and he does get a little bit too aggressive, he could be in a lot of trouble. So I'm sure he has some continuation planned here, but I actually really like how Rewhite's playing this out.
100%. So Rewhite, he's only setting adepts across the map. The adepts are designed to shut down the economy and to cripple the bases of a Hero. Meanwhile, Hero is sending everything else across the map instead. He just have 3 sentries. A lot of force fields are available, but he just now is going to see the Immortal.
Yeah, I mean, I actually almost feel like this is a hard counter strategy coming out from Rewhite, but if that Immortal can't get shots onto those Stalkers before they start taking down buildings, he could be in a lot of trouble.
He really could. A little bit of mistargeting as well. One of the Stalkers did go down for Rewhite. Gateways are exposed as well. The adepts are coming in, but we have 3 Stalkers back at home to defend.
Yeah, Hero in position. There's a battery there as well. Those adepts, if they sync up their shots, they will be able to take down some of these probes, and that's exactly what they are starting to do with 5 of those probes going down, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. Looks like we are having some more force fields coming down, just trying to keep the army of Hero away from those gateways, but already 1 has gone down.
Yeah, 1 gateway has fallen, but again, with this economic damage being done, Hero, he's falling behind in the economy. He's losing a lot of probes.
Yeah, so Rewhite, he is getting a little bit of damage done. He is ahead on workers now. It's kind of going to come down to who can break through first, who is going to be the first to expand as well. But I feel like Rewhite, as he's going for this third Immortal, chronoing that out as well, it's probably going to be on Hero to try to defend here.
Yeah, exactly. Soon, Rewhite is going to break free from his from his main base. He's going to be able to push out across the map. Now, of course, there is still a War Prism threatening the main bases of Rewhite. And here we go. Hero, he's going into the main base. He's going for the mineral line.
Yeah, there we go. Those 4 Stalkers, they will be able to one-shot probes. So that's a nice job there from Hero to just get a little bit extra harass going down. He does get the Prism out of there as well.
Yeah, it does recall the hell out of there. He did get 4 workers. Rewhite now falling slightly behind in the economy, slightly behind in the overall worker count. And now the question becomes, does anyone expand from here? Hero, my god, he's got quite a hefty army.
Yeah, Hero going to be taking out his own gateway so that he can get out of there. And it looks like he wants to try to meet Rewhite out on the map. But, I mean, if he isn't going to be taking this natural, I don't think Rewhite necessarily has to try to force his way up the ramp.
Yeah, he doesn't have to go into the attack again. Hero is up in army supply. He has the larger army. He throws down the expansion, throws down that natural. And the armies they're going to be meeting here in the center, the Immortals of Hero are not here.
Yeah, Hero's going to be the defender now. He does have, it looks like the Immortals are in the Prism, and that is with the army, but it's 2 Immortals to 3. There's a lot of adepts here. They could potentially break through that pylon. Force field's going down on both sides.
Force fields are being thrown down. The Immortals, they do juggle on in as well. How good is the juggling from both players as well? How good is the control? 1 Immortal goes down for Rewhite.
Yeah, Immortal goes down for Rewire. Both of those Immortals very low. The Prism's in trouble now as well. Looks like the Prism goes down as well as those Immortals. Both Immortals on both sides going down, but there is still one left for Hero, and that is going to clean up the rest of the Stalkers. The Micro from Hero just too good here.
Yeah, it was so close, but in the end, Hero will barely come out on top in this fight. Rewhite, he lost one Immortal too quickly. GG gets called, and Hero will take the 2-0.
Very impressive play from Hero. Definitely the most convincing game of these. The most convincing match of these three.
Definitely a solid performance there out of Hero. I mean, to be fair, Oliveira also looking quite strong as well against Wayne. To give credit where credit is due. But regardless, GG, well played. DragonKaiser Gaming that will take the series overall. But a big shout out to Starlight Twinkle and a special shout out to Young Zest. I feel like he was a bit of a star performer in that series, and his team may not have won, but definitely putting his name on the map.
Yeah, fantastic job by Young Zest. That was really cool to watch.
Definitely. Meanwhile, we're going to be going on a short break. Take this moment to join F91 and Xiaose as they're going to be eating some spicy beef, some spicy bones. So,
I thought they were going to have cereal. They look like the way that they're sitting looks like they want to eat some cereal.
It does. It looks like we're going to pour some milk, but that's not
Yeah.
milk in those packages, Poppy. There's
Okay.
something else coming out. So yeah, everyone enjoy yourselves. Take this moment to stretch your roaches, hydrate your hydras, cuddle your carriers, and marinate your marauders, because in a couple of minutes we'll be back with our next series.
See you soon.
我们来猜一下这个大骨头啊，兄弟们。我先猜我的。
你猜呀？
这个是暴走牛骨，
是个新产品，我也没试过，我也没见过。
不好，感觉有点东西啊。
这个怎么吃啊？
它这个骨头我看一下，大概有2块，我先拆开来一块试试看啊。
来一个。
来，
哇，那么大，
很大，3块有3块，
好扎实啊！
好像不是很大的样子。
不辣，牛的味道很纯正。
水，
麻辣吗？
我靠！
不是你至于吗？说出你的感受。
很好吃，但是有点辣，我说有点辣。
我建议兄弟买过来啊，就不要用筷子了，直接手拿着，直接啃，爽的一逼。
吃真蛮好吃。
它有那种四川的那种辣味的感觉，然后有麻的感觉，特别是有麻的感觉。
很麻好吗？这个？
我很久没有吃到纯正的这种四川的麻的感觉了。这个牛骨有，而且很入味。
好辣，
很爽。
但是很好吃啊！就你虽然有点辣，但是你吃完就想
再吃。
对，
我吃一口想再吃，真的好吃。
它这个牛肉啊，这肉里面带筋的。
对，就是一块一块的牛肉嘛。
对，这个味道可以。
我反正是蛮推荐这个牛肉的。这个牛肉虽然不那么容易吃，你不是辣吗？辣你还吃，越辣越想吃，越吃越辣，然后就拼命喝水。这个牛肉我可以推荐一下，大家双11可以尝试一下，很爽。多少钱呢？我觉得双11大家可以去看一看这个店铺的首页啊，这里店铺首页它有活动。如果是不能吃辣的兄弟呢，可以看看他的状态，就是比较真实的反应。
不是这样，就
又麻又辣，
就是第一口下去，我开始还以为没什么
啊，
就我咬了一大口，然后突然一下子就先是麻完之后是后面是辣，
就爆开了。
对，就是这种感觉。不能吃辣的兄弟千万要忍住啊，不要挑战自己。
反正整体来说，我很久没有吃到这么纯正的四川的麻辣的味道，这个东西又麻又辣。好，我们接下来看我们的第二个产品，第二个产品叫多肉一把骨，这个看起来有点夸张啊。这怎么吃啊？直接手呀！
妈的，
对不对？寝室里面如果2兄弟买了，一人一根，拿着就啃。 可是不是也有点太夸张了？这个不辣，肉很多。你干嘛不辣呀？咬呀，兄弟！你就咬了一点点，你看我这个真不辣，这个五香的。哎呀，你就咬一口，你信我，这里没有肉，你要咬这里面全是肉。你看，兄弟来看，这里面全是肉，一块一块的。你多咬点呀，咬一大块呀。
不，我感觉刚才那个吃有点伤，我感觉这个也有点辣。
这个真不辣，但是这个的肉呢，比这个牛骨头要稍微多一点啊。牛骨头的肉没有这个那么扎实，这个一口下去，那个感觉就是满足，真的好吃。我觉得今天晚上我都不用吃饭了，这肉也太多了。
真的，我总结一下，这个如果让我选的话，我还是会选这个牛骨。为什么呢？因为这个牛骨刚才那个味道太浓烈了，导致我现在吃这个猪骨其实就没有那么浓的味道了，就感觉就这个牛骨太够味了。
是这样的，我来总结一下，我作为一个四川人，我来给大家总结，这个猪骨
啊
是五香的，
麻辣的，
就是四川的五香，五香也有辣味，你别管，反正就是在四川这个就是五香的味道。如果不是特别能吃辣的观众，而且你想有那种大口吃肉、大口喝酒的感觉的观众，买猪没有问题。这个牛骨属于四川的这种麻辣，很入味，吃进去之后整个味道爆开，特别是麻这个味道很正宗啊，四川的这种麻的味道特别正宗，辣也不辣的。你不要听他说的，他是不能吃辣的啊，不能吃辣的，当然我也不建议你买这种牛骨。但是呢，如果你稍微能吃一点点辣，你喜欢四川的麻辣，可以尝试一下牛骨和这个猪骨，包括鸭肠。鸭肠如果你想，比如说吃饭的时候你开一包吃鸭肠也不错，反正双11我们都会搞活动嘛。
这个鸭肠我觉得泡面应该不错。
这个一定要喝酒，我跟你说，大口吃肉，大口喝那个米酒，
对，
感觉真的到位。好了，那今天我们就介绍到这里，这个是淘宝店新上的一个新品，大家如果有兴趣的玩家，想吃这种大口吃肉、大口喝酒的这种感觉的这种玩家的话，你可以到这个双11啊，到我们淘宝店来看一看，淘宝店首页肯定是有这个价格的，双11有优惠啊，感谢大家。我们最后说一下我们淘宝店的这个地址，scboy.淘宝.com，有兴趣的玩家可以来啊。
这个需要说吗？
好，再见，
拜拜。
And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to World Team League 2023 Winter Code S Round 6, day number 3. We just wrapped up with the CranKy Gamings versus the Silent Twinkles, and now we are back with our second matchup with a highlight here. Oh my god. We are coming back from the bathroom. We're coming back from eating some food, and in the top left-hand corner, we have a Shopify Rebellion. It is soon to be one of the best Terrans in the world. It is. Beyond.
Nice. And in the bottom right hand corner, / Storm, this is Spirit.
Here we go again. The highlight here of the night. Shopify versus Psystorm Gaming. Two teams that struggled in the summer season of WTL this year, but two teams that are now thriving in the winter.
I'll take your word for it.
They've been looking good, Spappy. They've been looking good. I don't know if you saw the ELO, but like Bjorn's been popping off. You know, the rest of his team have been supporting him as well. Psystorm Gaming now new and improved with Spirit joining the ranks as well, joining Max Packs, and oh mate, the TVT, it's popping off.
Yeah, there's barracks everywhere. Spirit is going for a very standard 2-gas expand, factory expand, but Beyond's going to be going for a 2 racks, but only one of those proxied. This is a little bit unusual. It's something that I've seen him do. He was doing it on Dragon Scales quite a bit in the last map pool. It's a little bit cheeky, especially against an opponent that doesn't really scout. This can be a little bit annoying to deal with.
It can be annoying. Thankfully, Spirit isn't going for a Rax expand. I know that he's like known for being a little bit more economic and a little bit more greedy at times, but with a double gas opener, with a faster factory, he should be okay. But we'll see if Beyond can make some magic happen with these Reapers. Of course, they are his signature units, and if anyone can get damage done, it's going to be Beyond.
Yeah, for sure. First Reaper of Spirits just going to be going out and checking out what's going on, trying to find a proxy 2 racks. Might get a little bit confused by this, to be honest, but I don't think he's going to be having too much trouble dealing with this.
Yeah, he does dip out. He does confirm the Rax location as well. He's aware that aggression is coming his way. He also attacked the Rax, so Bjorn is fully aware of what's going on. And he is pulling the boys. It looks like he does believe it is indeed a proxy 2 racks here. Yeah, both Reapers are coming in.
Yeah, Reaper's going to be coming in. Pretty nice micro coming out from Spirit. He has to get away from those Reapers as fast as he can, though. It looks like a couple of SUVs going to be, just one SUV going to be going down. So pretty nice micro from both players.
Very nice indeed. One SCV, some lost mining time to be fair as well. But Spirit is going to be holding on long enough to get his next unit out. It is not going to be a Hellion first. It's going to be a Cyclone from Spirit.
Okay, yeah, this is something I've been wondering about. Exactly how these new Cyclones do in this kind of situation.
Yeah, again, the Cyclones, they are quite fragile, but they can shut down these Reapers very quickly. There we go, one Reaper already going down.
Yeah, the one thing that does make it really scary is being able to confirm kills like that. But Beyond, he's already expanding behind this, so if he can just keep that pressure up on Spirit, he can at least slow Spirit from expanding. And yeah, it looks like Spirit is going to be going for that expansion on the high ground instead.
Oh, there we go, as we do have that CC on the high ground from Spirit, actually pretty far back as well, so it's going to take a little bit longer for it to float away, or to float towards that natural. Meanwhile, a bit of an overextension, a bit of mispathing here, as both Reapers will go down for Spirit.
That's a pretty bad mistake from Spirit there, and that does open up Beyond to be a bit more aggressive now.
Yeah, and now Beyond, he has map control. He can threaten the bases of Spirit that much more. Rax is going to be floating in for a scout, is going to confirm the army, the kind of army setup as well here from Spirit, as he does spot that factory as well.
Yeah, I think that might have just been a pathing mistake there from Spirit, but Beyond's still not looking too happy with how things are going, actually. I've seen him shake his head in the camera quite a few times now.
Yeah, I saw him shake his head after he killed the Reapers. I was like, Bobby, you should be happy. What's going on? What's happening?
I know that feeling. It's I'm really losing to this noob. What the hell?
He's not looking, puppy.
This is what you do when people aren't looking. You're like, oh, come on. You're going to beat me, at least play well.
You're not wrong. I do that. Oh my god. But the Rax, meanwhile, it's burning down as it makes its way back home. And will it be able to make it in the end? I'm not too sure if it will. Regardless, we do see Spirit now going to be expanding, getting his natural base up and running. And yeah, we're just going to be settling in towards the mid game.
I like that Beyond realizing that he's not going to be able to save it, sends it back. It's like, die a hero's death. At least if you're going to die, you're going to die on his half of the map.
The people in the racks are like, you can just send it, you can save us, Poppy. You can say, no. You're getting back out there. You're so brave, Rax. You're so brave. Copium.
Beyond being very aggressive, though, is going for this drop. Behind this, he's got a Liberator coming. He's got a few Cyclones going out the front. So he is really doubling down on the aggression here. And it's a little bit scary with so many Cyclones here.
Yeah, exactly. The medevac does take a couple of hits. 2 SCVs go down. What's important as well is that Beyond does scout the third CC. A very fast third CC out of Spirit to make up for the delayed expansion, I'm sure. And that means the Spirit is looking to take a faster third base in general. Beyond, he responds by throwing down his own third immediately.
Yeah, and I mean, Beyond's not going to have access to Ravens the way that Spirit does, so I feel like it's going to be on him to get a little bit of aggression done, to kill a few workers here and there, and to make sure that Spirit's not able to push across the map.
Oh, yeah, definitely. As the aggression still not stopping here for Beyond either. We do have a Liberator coming in towards the natural, zoning that Cyclone away as well, taking a couple of hits, but denying a lot of mining time. Likewise, the Raven just camping on top of this medevac, just making sure it just does not get away. Nice tanking here from the Marines.
Yeah, that was very cute. It's a kind of a funny interaction now that the Cyclone can't outrange the Liberator there, but Spirit finds the perfect time when Beyond's just not really paying attention and doesn't focus fire the Cyclone, so that was very cute.
Yeah, very nicely done. Scan is going to reveal the production. Again, getting an eye on the CC, making sure it's not being lifted and landed on location. The other important thing to take note of is that we actually did go into a pretty big Raven opener. It's going to be 3 Ravens, and Interference Matrix has been researched. This is something else that I've noticed over the past couple of weeks, is that Bjorn actually rarely gets Ravens and the new Interference Matrix in TVT. He's not quite too fond of it, and instead he just avoids it entirely. Goes into a drop-heavy style.
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like it does make a little bit of sense, especially just knowing that if you do get aggressive early, that there's a bit of a delay to those interference matrices. But this is going to be Spirit's timing now, and those 3 Ravens are pretty scary once they build up more energy.
They are terrifying. Ooh, 1 Cyclone already going to be going down. You can see how fragile they are. It takes a couple of tank hits, and they will fall. So Bjorn has to be very careful. Going to be landing his own third CC as well. His own third isn't quite an orbital yet, but at least it's on location, and Bjorn is able to keep up with the economy of Spirit.
Yeah, there we go. And he does have the faster stim. He's going to have the faster combat shields as well. But it's going to have to be more of a drop-heavy style. And looks like Spirit recognizes that, and it's going to be playing things slowly.
Yeah, exactly. And here we go. Beyond looking to hit the field. As you mentioned, I do think that in a head-to-head fight, Spirit, he can take it. He can overpower and overcome Beyond. But Beyond isn't really going to allow that to happen just because of the constant drop harass here. We have an army towards the south. We have a drop towards the north as well. We're diving on in. We do get 1 Cyclone.
Yeah, Cyclone going to be going down to the Reapers. The Reapers just causing a bit of distraction here. They are pulling some units out of position. I'm a little bit surprised to see Spirit not sending more Vikings over to the dead space here. And there we go. There are going to be 2 there, but I mean, 2 against these 2 medevacs. Okay, quick reactions from Beyond. Nicely done.
Yeah, he does a pullback, shaking his head a little bit on cams once again here as his drop is denied. 2-2 on the way for Beyond. Sensor towers on the way, and we may just be settling into this. Do have another drop, though, into the natural base. Is going to deny quite a bit of mining time.
It's funny, Beyond expressing a lot of frustration in this game, but he's actually not in a bad spot. I mean, all of the map control that he's afforded himself with this faster stim has allowed him to get back into things.
Yeah, definitely. Like, he isn't looking too bad whatsoever. He gets 6 SCVs, by the way, with these Reapers, getting a surprising amount. Can he get another? He gets an 8th Reaper, sorry, an 8th SCV. Oh my god.
He wanted that SCV. That SCV in particular had to die. That's for sure. But the extra Raxes, they will be delayed a little bit. Yeah, 8 Reapers and 8 SCVs in total. Not bad at all. And he actually has a really healthy lead now. I feel like that just kind of happened.
Yeah, it's pretty insane, the amount of economic damage over time. You know, a couple of dead workers here and there, some lost mine time here and there, and Beyond is getting a 4 CC on location. He's up 30 supply. We mentioned before, though, that this is, in a way, kind of inflated supply. Like, a lot of the supply is in Marines, more so than anything, so we'll see if Beyond can make some magic happen here, bearing in mind that, of course, Ravens are still available for Spirit.
Yeah, I mean, Spirit still does have that trump card, so I feel like this push isn't that scary. There's going to be more than enough Raven energy to disable all of these tanks, so Beyond actually has to be really careful that he doesn't overextend here.
Yeah, likewise, so does Spirit. A couple of tank volleys do go off between both players, and Beyond is going to be rotating over towards that third base of trying to avoid that main army, even trying to come in from behind.
Yeah, Beyond playing very aggressively. It makes a lot of sense. He does really rely on he is going to have to rely on that aggression to make sure that those Ravens don't cause a nasty siege from Spirit. And I do like how well he's got himself covered here.
Yeah, definitely. You know, he doesn't commit to a fight, but he is in position nonetheless to even catch a move out or to eventually commit and try to push into some of these bases. Spirit now taking his 4th base quite later compared to his opponent. And here come the reinforcements. Beyond, oh my god, on the brink of maxing out even.
Yeah, I'm playing incredibly aggressive here, and looks like Spirit did get put behind quite a bit as well, just by the
Oh,
extra defensive measures he had to take.
definitely, as we did have a dive in towards the main base, but Beyond does pull back just in time. Doesn't commit yet, but I'm sure he's waiting for the opportune moment. And here we go, he's stimming towards the fourth.
Yeah, big stim coming in on the fourth. There's going to be a huge anti-missile coming down on all of the units, but the CC goes down. So amazing move there by Beyond. That was such a great opportune moment to go in, and wow, the Marines going into the main as well at the same time.
Yeah, 10 SCV is going to be going down. The economy of Spirit is being crippled with a kill on the 4CC. There's no turning back from this. Auto shots will support good target firing on the Raven as well.
Yeah, amazing stuff from Beyond. He is just such a master of finding damage in these positions, and you can see the frustration from Spirit. He knew he was in a good spot in this game, but Beyond just piece by piece picking him apart, and it's all going wrong now.
It really is. As we drop towards the third base, 2 more tanks go down. We can just turn and fight. We have an anti-armor missile, but it doesn't even matter. Not anymore. And we do take control of the third base. Too many workers are going down, and Spirit is just, as you said, being pulled apart.
Yeah, the base gets completely annihilated. That fourth base already went down. Spirit has a very nice lead when it comes to the tanks, but it might not matter.
Yeah, what good are these tanks if we cannot close the distance, if we cannot get on top of the army here, as Björn is just rallying everything across the map, trying to catch these tanks on siege, and he does!
Yeah, Beyond's just going to keep jumping on these tanks every time they try to move forward. That's beautiful movement by him. And Spirit, he knows that there is nothing that's going to get those tanks across the map. GG is called.
GG, well played. Beyond once again flexing his drop heavy style in TVT. Who needs Vikings and who needs tanks when you have man with gun?
Yeah, pretty crazy playstyle coming out from Beyond, but as soon as he sees that opening, he goes for it. And that snipe on that fourth was really the moment where it all started to fall apart for Spirit.
Yeah, it was crazy how that did turn out. As a reminder from the beginning there, I took a big anti-armor missile to the face, and I was like, oh my god, like this fight is not going to go well at all. Spirit should be able to hold on. But he was so quick to just pivot away and focus down that CC as quickly as possible, and it went down in a matter of seconds. Spirit, he tried to repair, he did pull the boys, but it just was not in time.
Yeah, I mean, just super killer instinct coming out from Beyond. It's what we've come to expect from him, and it's going to give a nice lead to Shopify Rebellion.
Oh yeah, very nice lead here at the start of the series, but it's still the beginning of the series, and we have plenty of matches ahead of us, and we have a good opportunity here for Spirit to come back. Once again, we're going to be loading in to Al Capone.
Yes. I've seen this map a lot now.
Yeah. Again, it's a very popular map. Very popular map. I think we were getting some stats in the chat when it comes to ESL Masters, because I know they are tracking stats for their own events and for map picks and all that good stuff. And Alkione is one of the more popular maps in our new season of ESL Masters.
Yeah, checks out so far. I have so much hair on my mic. Something about the material for the cover on the mic, it's like attracts cat hair.
God. As in the bottom left, we have a Shopify Beyond.
The top right hand corner of the map for Psystorm. This is Spirit.
Here we go. I think what's interesting, because there was a tweet recently from ESL SC2 where they were going over the maps, like they were talking about like how happy they are with the map pool, and it was like a meme template, and it's except except your Radisson Station, because it has not been picked. Like there's just very few maps have been played on Radisson Station. I want to say like a single digit, if that's a single digit amount. On Radisson Station.
Yeah, we can throw that map under the bus. Not my favorite.
Oh my god, well, that's also why though that I've mentioned this a couple of times. That's what I appreciate out of WTL though, because in this tournament this is what we get to see the most, because there are no vetoes, so we get to see quite a lot of Radisson Station, surprising amounts in WTL. So you know, at least we get that variety, get a little bit of extra spice.
Yeah, that map reminds me of Aldi sardines.
What does I mean? Okay, so how are Aldi sardines different from Woolworth sardines?
They're just a bit cheaper and worse.
That's just Aldi in a nutshell. That's
Except for, you know, when Aldi has those, I don't know what you call them, like the specials.
Yeah.
You go to the center of the store and they just have like tents, and, like, fridges, and inflatable dart sets or something.
Yeah. It's like, just randomly they just found some stuff in the warehouse and like, yeah, we'll just put this on a flash sale, just like a random
Yeah.
set of things. Yeah.
It's like Father's Day presents and it's like January. Like, they're like, here's a 500-piece tool set for
Yeah.
Father's Day
Yeah.
in,
Let's
in
go.
January.
Let's go. Oh my god. Yeah, I'll be
Fun
honest, I
fact.
haven't had.
Fun fact from production: Aldi in Poland actually sells a lot of like foreign stuff, like sweets from Germany or like stroopwafels from Netherlands and stuff like that. Fun
Oh,
fact.
it's like an international store. Yeah, here it's all just like really like value stuff and cheap, and
Yeah.
it has its place definitely. I'll be honest, I haven't had sardines in a very long time. It's yeah, it's been years, Papi. It's been years.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever had sardines. I was trying to think of a smelly fish.
Okay. Like I said, sometimes like I just say things I don't even know.
Yeah. All the time.
Fair enough. I feel like it's an acquired taste. Sardines. It's definitely
Okay.
acquired. 'Cause it's got a learning curve, or it's got like maybe not a learning curve, but it's got like a bar of entry, and the bar of entry is like just withstanding like the nature of a sardine, which is the smell and just like approaching it in general.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. But oh, okay, Spirit getting a little bit aggressive, but wow, the micro from Beyond crushes that fight so easily with the Cyclone. It just guns down everything. And Spirit, he was looking to punish Beyond for going for the fast expand here, and it absolutely blows up in his face.
It's blown up. It's all in the face, Papi. And with that, Beyond, he's got a solid opener already here, getting away with the Rax Expand. And we do see Spirit once again working towards those Ravens. Of course, it isn't over yet, but just a rough start here for Spirit.
Yeah, definitely. So it's already going to be a little bit behind in the workers here because of that. Usually going to be behind about, I think it's usually about 2 workers when you're playing a double gas against a fast expand. But at the same time, it's Beyond that's going to be getting aggressive on him.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you just killed a couple of units for free. Right now, Spirit is vulnerable. We're going for the drop into the mineral line. We're looking to get an even greater lead here on the economy. 1 SCV goes down. A couple of SCVs, a mule as well.
Yeah, these Cyclones just tearing it through. The Medevac's in a little bit of trouble now, but should be able to snipe down this. Ooh, okay, not going to be sniping down the Cyclone. The Cyclone's going to be running through, trying to take down some SCVs here. It is eventually going to get surrounded and taken down. That Raven was getting a little bit spicy there, but I mean, there's all sorts of stuff going down. The interactions with these Cyclones now are so strange.
Oh yeah, it was wild. It was so close that you could see that Beyond, he wanted it. He had his eyes locked onto that Raven. He wanted to try and snipe it. Didn't quite get it in the end, but did get 6 SCVs with that. Beyond takes an even greater lead here in the economy. Meanwhile, Spirit, to make up for that, has a faster third. A much faster third. CC was thrown down from Spirit. He knows that he is a little bit behind, so he's going to catch up.
Yes, New Cyclone feels like a very Beyond unit, but
Yeah.
behind this, Beyond going straight into Vikings, so he might be looking to set up a slow sieging push here.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Viking production here already from Beyond. Something that we did not see from him in that previous game. We have a Liberator queued up to go into the natural whenever we do see a move out, whenever we see an opportunity to set move out as well. Stim on the way, double E-base as well. Beyond, he does want to get into that mass bio style again.
Yeah, definitely. So he does have that faster stim, but it's actually Spirit who looks like he wants to be setting up a push here.
Yeah, he's going to be moving out, at least trying to fight for control of the Zonaga. So far, still securely in control of Beyond. We'll see if that continues to be the case, though, as Spirit is going to be avoiding the Zonaga. He's going the long way across the map.
Yeah, these Vikings are not quite in the right position, so Spirit, depending on the timing here, could actually get some decent damage done. He's going for a Raven push. Beyond likewise got that Liberator just waiting for the perfect moment to go in.
Yeah, as we do see Spirit sneaking out, he does get spotted by the Marine. Now the jig is up. Beyond is aware he's going to be rotating over to keep up with this. The tank is within range of the gas geyser.
Yeah, we're going to take out this one gas geyser.
The Raven.
Maybe.
Oh
Maybe
my
not.
god. Potentially. One Raven goes down. Liberator in the natural race of Spirit going ham. Likewise, Spirit also goes to the main base of Beyond as well. SCVs are falling. And that is a lot of lost mine time as well.
Yeah, great reaction from Beyond though. With so much going on, that was really nicely done to pull that back so quickly. And looks like he is finally cleaning up that Liberator that's in his base as well. So I think overall this was not a bad play by Beyond.
Oh, it wasn't a Spirit. He misses the Liberator. He got a lot of damage done, but it looks like maybe he did a move it across the map instead, and the Liberator somehow survives.
Yeah, he might have queued the attack and then queued it to move afterwards, and it just didn't acquire the target. But that's really bad because Spirit probably thinks that Liberator's dead.
Yeah. Yeah, he probably thinks it's been dealt with, which means it's going to be a massive surprise once it does reveal itself in a couple of moments, as we do see both players securing themselves on 3 bases. Decent economy. Once again, Beyond slightly ahead in those workers, and he's going to be finally pushing across the map.
Yeah, Beyond doing what Beyond does. He's just going to be getting crazy and getting aggressive in the mid game. It's what he loves to do. And already we see him starting to produce medevacs as well.
Yeah, we do see Vikings even going on the right-hand side. That potential to even go for some drop harass and try to get into some mineral lines. We have seen Vikings just annihilate SCVs in the past. And yeah, Beyond may be looking to do the same here, as it looks like he's going to come across something. Oh, the depot. Okay.
Yeah, Vikings kill buildings and SCVs really fast. So Vikings landing into the main while something else is happening can be really annoying to deal with.
Is that like a good reason for a Viking to kill a building really fast? Is that...
I mean, they don't kill anything else very fast, so why not?
Well, they kill workers, right? Probes and SCVs. I mean,
yeah, but not drones. I know.
True. Keep it that way. Oh god,
that'd be a good change, actually.
Oh, you're an animal, Papi. You're an animal. I guess the reasoning to kill buildings quite fast is I guess to make them that much more potent against Protoss and shield batteries. Question mark. I don't know, but they're gonna go for another depot.
I think it only really comes into play against Terran, but yeah, they're just gonna continue being annoying, clearing out this depot. Spirit doesn't really want to have to keep dealing with this. He's very set on having that depot though.
Oh my god, simming quite a large force here to chase down these Vikings, actually. And okay, thankfully we do pull back around. I was a little bit concerned that Spirit would be out of position for the push, for the fight here that is about to occur. Thankfully, Spirit is racing back home with his Marines. Yeah,
great spotter there. That was really well positioned. And Spirit's going to be able to set up properly for this now.
Yeah, here we go. We see Spirit rotating around with those tanks. The Vikings are coming back in to kill a depot for a 3rd time. As, I was going to say they may even just ignore and go straight for the main base, as we do see Beyond still just making his way towards these center bases here. And he will not kill the depot this time. He was alive.
I do love when players get into these stubborn mini games, but looks like instead we're going to be going for a massive triple drop here. There's plenty of vision up there for Spirit, though. The Liberator finally comes back in. That is such an annoying time for that to be here.
Yeah, the freedom has arrived. 2 more SCVs do go down. We have a triple drop on the left-hand side. Spotted Depot is going to be going down, but at least it has been spotted. At least Spirit is aware of the drop potential of his opponent. But can he keep up, as Beyond is max and Spirit is still working his way there?
Yeah, this Spotted Depot is really putting in work here, but behind this, it looks like Spirit hasn't been able to take a 4th yet, and Beyond's going up to a 5th. He is setting a blistering pace.
Yeah, exactly. He's just getting further and further ahead economically. 2-2's about to kick in for Beyond as well. Spirit a little bit behind when it comes to his own upgrades, so the Marine Army is going to be of high quality here of Beyond, and he's getting ready to push one forward to deny that 4th.
Yeah, I mean, Spirit's still holding this double drop as well, so he's got his own aces up his sleeve, but we do have the 2 prongs getting set up here by Beyond. He jumps straight on in on top of the 4th, going for that same move. Once again, is the repair in time? It's not. He does it again.
Oh my god, the deja vu is real. The 4th base does get powered down here, does get focused down by those Marines. There was just nothing that could be done. At the same time, we see a double drop into the natural base of Beyond, but he's in position. We have reinforcements, and the double drop is being cleaned up.
Yeah, and Beyond is massively ahead on bases now. The double drop does get cleaned up, does get pushed back, and more damage going into the main of Spirit. He's just getting pulled apart here by Beyond. Just the timing of all of Beyond's moves has been fantastic so far.
It really has. As Spirit is being pulled apart. 25 SCVs. The target firing on the workers is insane here. 27 SCVs do go down at the same time. Beyond is pushing towards the 3rd base of Spirit as well. It looks like there are tanks in position, but my god, that's a lot of DPS done to the base itself.
Yeah, Orbital almost goes down. We're going to be dropping a few Marines here behind the natural, and they're just going to be so annoying. Spirit finally getting a bit of a win back in his own column. Clears up all of these tanks, so not bad at all.
Yeah, a very big win, but doesn't matter because
wow.
we catch a couple of tanks. The rest of the army of Yun collapsing here on Spirit. He does have to respect the tank line, though. That's a lot of tanks for Spirit, but he's zoned away from his fourth.
Yeah, Beyond is unrelenting. The fourth gets cancelled. Almost finished on location there. The third, it is going to be landing back down. He can take it now, can Spirit. Now they just cleared out the tanks of Beyond, and he does have air control as well. So he should be able to secure this third, but with 48 SUVs going down, I don't know if it's really going to matter that much.
Yeah, especially because Beyond, his macro is insane. He's making 16 Marines at a time. 3 threes on the way. A sixth and a 7th CC on the way as well. We have a triple jump on the left-hand side. Is going to be spotted by the Liberator, but Beyond, he's just not slowing down.
Yeah, it looks like the Liberator might be able to get away from this triple drop of Marines, but at the same time, jumping on this army in the middle of the map, Beyond does not want to let Spirit get sieged up, knowing that, yeah, I mean, this is pretty much Spirit's only chance to win the game now.
His only chance, his only army remaining, but so many Marines go down. Only a handful do survive here. The Liberator still wreaking havoc across the map. Finally, is going to be shut down. The tanks are trying to move out. We're trying to get to Beyond's half of the map, but GG's going to get called. He won't make it, and Beyond will take the 2-0.
Yeah, Beyond just too active, too aggressive, and he dominates that TBT in impressive fashion.
Yeah, GG in very Beyond fashion, right? Like again, like Beyond, he's such an active player, especially in TBT. He just breaks the norms when everyone's going tank Raven. We see Beyond just going medevac Marine, and yeah, it's beautiful to see.
Yeah, that was a really cool game. That was fun, a fun TBT between those two players. Beyond not really one to sit back on tanks and Ravens and play the way that everyone who doesn't watch TBT thinks TBT is played. And now we're gonna have a banger of a ZVP.
There we go, and now we're getting into our next best of 2. Now, Beyond, of course, was the ace player for Shopify, and he is expected to lead the charge and lead his team. And now I can say the same for our next player, MaxPax, the ace player of Sidestorm Gaming, looking to fight back, looking to tie things up against his opponent.
Yeah, Shopify went from the ace player to the ace race, so it should be all right.
He's not Terran. What are you saying, Poppy? Lamb is not a Terran.
Ooh. What's that dive?
They had a rough season, okay? As we are getting ready here for our next best of 2, it is going to be Lambo versus MaxPax in a ZVP, and oh boy, it is going to be a bit of an uphill battle, especially on this map. It is, of course, going to be Radisson Station for game 1.
Okay. Oh, of course, I don't get to pick the first map in World Team League. I was about to say, if Lambo picked this as the first map, I think he's got something special in store, but he didn't. He didn't pick it.
Didn't pick it in the end. Interesting that Lambo decides to... So the maps are revealed ahead of time, and then the teams do pick players to field on specific maps. So very interesting that Lambo stepped up to the plate for Radisson Station. I mean, it's also possible that Harsum just wasn't available this week. Otherwise, potentially we would have seen Harsum come out instead. But I would like to believe that Lambo has something in store for us here.
Yeah. I reckon he might. I mean, Lambo's a very clever player. He's a very preparation-based player, especially against Protoss. So it's entirely possible that he's got something nasty in store. But I mean, MaxPax is really creative. I could imagine seeing him do some wild stuff on this map.
Yeah, definitely. So typically the dynamic on this map is the Protoss is hyper greedy and the Zerg player is hyper aggressive, you know, just trying to slow down the greed in some way with Nidus play, with Dropper Lords, because otherwise the game will slow down and we will be forced into late game. And if you're forced into late game on a map like this, it's just so difficult to pull apart the Protoss player and to cripple their economy. It is not an easy task for the Zerg, so I imagine that Lambo wants to try to avoid that scenario if at all possible.
Yeah, I think something involving Queens and Overlords. That's my guess.
That's not a bad guess. As here we go in the top right-hand corner, we have a Lambo for Shopify Rebellion.
And in the bottom left-hand corner for Psystorm, this is the Danish Prince, MaxPax.
And Lambo already mixing things up a little bit here. He's going for a 15-15.
Yeah, it has become a bit more common for sure, especially on a map like this where you don't really want to be taking a different natural. As while you were saying that as well, We've got Harstam in the chat saying maps get decided after the players get sent. So
Oh.
you send the player blindly in the spots, and then the maps get announced.
Oh. Okay, interesting.
To avoid mirrors. That makes sense.
Yeah, interesting. I'm thinking back, was that maybe that was the case? I would maybe that was the case last season. I guess so. Okay, I forgot. Yeah. I'll be honest, I don't remember that being the case when we were fielding rosters, but I guess so.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
Okay, so I guess the maps are chosen. No, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Pretty sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right,
It isn't a new change. They are picked later on. As we are getting into the swing of things here, and yeah, it's going to be a 15-15 opener out of Lambo. He's been delaying his gases for too long. I was curious if he was going to open up gasless here against Max Packs, but no, we do see the gas on the way here instead, and we are just getting into the swing of things.
Yeah, I mean, gasless would make sense on these maps with the pocket base, but I mean, if he does have a very particular build that he wants to go for as well, it does make a bit more sense to get the gas earlier. There might be, some kind of roach build into Queen Walk, anything like that. I don't know. I'm not actually really sure what's possible for Zerg on this map against Protoss.
Yeah, like
everything I've heard is just give up, apparently.
And we've casted Dark a couple of times, we've casted Serral a couple of times on this map, and we have seen a lot of gasless openers, whether it's on Golden or on Radisson Station as well. But it looks like Lambo isn't going in that direction, is taking a bit of a faster gas himself to allow himself to get into something like link speed or maybe even a faster lair timing as well. Options are available here for Lambo.
Gotcha. What food does this map make you think of? Getting like cinnamon vibes. Like
cinnamon?
Yeah, like those like Portuguese custard tarts with like the cinnamon on top.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think this map's a custard tart.
I understand what you're saying, like visually, right? You look at the mini map and it looks wholesome, Bobby. It looks tasty. Also, there was no link speed and we are rushing into lair. I did notice we reached 100 gas and we did not have link speed, Bobby. So Lambo is looking to spice things up indeed. With the fast lair time, we have a couple of things available to us depending on how many gases we take. Obviously, a Nidus is a possibility. If we take even more gases, we could maybe go into 2-base Muta or 2-base Spire play. Are you feeling Nidus?
I'm a little bit worried for him if it is going to be like a Link Queen Nidus or something like that. With the extra gases being taken, I don't think so. But yeah, it's a Void Ray first for Max Pack, so hopefully it's not a Nidus.
Yeah. I mean, with all these gases being taken, you're right. This should be either Hydras or a Spire, one or the other. Both are viable options here. Usually 2-base Hydra is with 3 gases, not 4. That's the one thing that I will say about this. So it is looking more likely to be a Spire, less likely to be a Hydra Den, as we still don't have a third. That's the other peculiar thing about this build here, as we have 2 more Stargates.
Oh.
Let's go. Oh my God! Eric, is that you? That's an infestation pit.
What is happening right now? What happened to StarCraft? I haven't been away for that long.
You're like, I've been gone for a month. What's going on? Yeah, it's Nidus Swarmhost. Let's go.
Oh, God. Why we've been transported into a Diamond Ladder game. The names have been replaced. It's that YouTube series. I can't remember what it's called.
Let's go, Poppy. I don't know what it's called either, but you know what I'm talking about.
I think it's Noobs in Disguise.
Yeah, there we go. Noob in Disguise. As we do see of course, the Void Ray going to be rotating around. Maxx, he has recognized that the third base has not been taken. Alarm bells should be flaring here. We're going into Mass Phoenix. Nidus, though, is on the way on the other side of those rocks, and we are looking to lay siege upon that pocket.
This isn't just alarm bells. This is like a siren, and the siren's screaming, and it's saying, "You are breaking the law. You are breaking the law." I'm not really sure who's breaking the law more, though. I think Max Packs.
Oh my God. I mean, I would say Lambo, but here we go. We do have the first wave of Locusts heading towards that pocket base, going straight for the mineral line, I imagine. At the same time, another Nidus Swarm being thrown down on the left-hand side. The Phoenixes are here, and we are going to be picking up the Locusts.
There's as many Phoenixes as Locusts. Man, Max Packs is too good. He's actually just too good.
It's insane. The Void Rays are coming from behind, and we're going to be able to shut down the Queens.
This is insane. I mean, how is he so on top of this? This response is fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. All 3 Queens go down. Sorry, but there's a 4th Queen. The Void Ray will fall. We cannot do anything about these Spores. And with these Spores finishing up, we cannot take down the Nidus.
Yeah, we can't. The damage is starting to stack up on those units, but Swarm Hosts are getting taken out. Queens are getting taken out as well. The Spores will finally finish up, and that's a very aggressive Nidus coming in as well.
Yeah, at the same time, Lings, they managed to bust into the main base. Nidus in the main is also going to be finishing up as well. Can we somehow get on top of the production? Could we even focus down the Stargates or even the Pylons here as the Nidus does finish up? But there are no Swarm Hosts in it. Instead, we go straight for the natural, and a lot of workers are going down.
Yeah, Lambo is swarming all of the bases, and with all of those Lings coming in, the Phoenixes don't feel like such a good idea anymore. I mean, they're really good against the Locusts, against the Swarm Hosts, but as they start to run out of these energies for lifts, Lings could get real nasty.
Oh, they really can. 31 probes going down. We are going for the pylon, by the way. A bit of an Artosis pylon powering up those Stargates. And it looks like 2 of them will be depowered. A couple of Void Rays have popped out, but the damage has been done.
Yeah, a lot of damage going down. It's worth pointing out, though, the Lambo isn't actually that far ahead on workers. While he has taken out the key production here, he does still need to deal the finishing blow.
He's going for the Nexus, and we do have a massive lift here on these Locusts. Can MaxPax survive? Can he hold on to his base? The Overcharge will keep the Nexus alive. Oh my god.
Overcharge coming in just in time. There's an Infestor. What is this Infestor for?
Is this like...
Is he gonna fungal the Phoenix?
Man, I was about to say, you know how we have like, oh no, wait, we're committing. Okay, I was gonna say, you know how we have like token swarm hosts like in ZV matchups where they just one randomly gets made. I was like, are we just making a random infestor? But no, 2 of them are coming out to help deal with these Phoenixes.
Oh, that is very cool. I mean, if that comes out as a surprise, that could be devastating. These probes are just not having a good time right now either.
Oh my god. 13 more additional workers are going to be going down here for MaxPax. The Swarm Hosts are still standing strong. 47 in total. And here comes another massive Locust wave.
Yeah, huge wave of Locusts is coming in here. I don't think MaxPax has enough Phoenix here to deal with that. And they're going to be getting on top of this Nexus. I don't think there's going to be overcharge either. This could get pretty close.
It is going to get close. We do have an overcharge available, trying to keep this alive. The Void Rays are going ham as well. And it looks like the Nexus will survive just barely.
Yeah, only just survives, even with the overcharge.
Oh my god. But I doubt it's going to survive another wave. Meanwhile, we're still just making more Phoenixes. Again, we cannot engage with these Swarm Hosts, not with all these Spore Crawlers in position, but the Infestors are in position to help support, looking for those Fuggles.
Yeah, the Infestors are here. I do think Lambo needs to start being a little bit more careful to sync up all of these Swarm Hosts together. There's a lot of pressure on him now that those Void Rays are out, but he is starting to crawl forward. The Spore Crawlers is putting pressure on the other side of the map as well.
Oh my god, massive fungal on the Phoenixes, but only a single fungal available. The Swarm Host, the Locust Wave, it does manage to crash on in, and we should have enough DPS to focus down. It should go down, but no, we're going for probes.
Yeah, it looks like maybe a little bit of a misclick there by Lambo.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if that was intentional. Lambo is still 2 base all in with that infestation, but he's going for 2 base hive actually, and he's going for the gold.
Oh my goodness, and there's no way MaxPax is holding this right now. I really thought he was doomed, but this game, it's starting to look a little bit closer.
Yeah, it's not looking too bad here. These next are both so incredibly low. We're going for probes once again, and even almost 2 of them going to be going down. Once again, MaxPax, he's barely holding on, but there's no fleet beacon, there's no way to get into Tempest either, and here we go. Finally, this base should go down. The overcharge, it shouldn't be enough.
The giant wave is here. The overcharge is here as well. So many lifts going down. It's just enough here from MaxPax. He is holding on, barely holding on.
This feels illegal. How many Locust Waves have we sent at these bases and they just refuse to die? They refuse to go down.
This is absolutely insane. The hive is almost finished here for Lambo. What will be the next step here?
I'm feeling Vipers, right? If we get the Powerbomb Fungal combo, then we can shut down the Skytoss army of MaxPax. And there it is. We have 2 Vipers on the way, or 1 Viper in production. Fleet Beacon also on the way. And it looks like finally we have another Locust Wave coming in. We're going for probes.
Yeah, we are going for probes. Lambo not falling for the sunk cost fallacy here. He isn't going to be going so desperately after these Nexus, but I'm desperate to see one of these go down.
We've been edging, Papi. We've been edging for like a solid 10 minutes right now. We want that climax. We want the base to fall. Big fungal here once again on those Phoenixes. But we need more than just fungal. We need those parasitic bombs. And once again, the Locust Wave goes down.
Yeah, the Locust Wave goes down. The Nexus is not falling. MaxPax starting to add batteries, starting to add cannons even closer to this base. He doesn't want to allow the gold base mining. But Lambo here starting to take extra bases as well, taking his third back at home too.
It is going to be on the way back at home. Finally, Lambo going to be taking another expansion. He is trying to take advantage of this gold base as well. Another Locust Wave coming in towards the right-hand side. Not the most committed Locust Wave. I appreciate that MaxPax isn't overreacting to this.
Yeah, I really like that MaxPax is starting to add on these batteries and cannons as well, but as you were saying before, the Vipers, they are here. They are gaining that energy right in front of MaxPax. Big fungal, and can we get the Parabomb going down as well?
Oh, we do get one Parabomb on the army, but a quick split out of MaxPax. He avoids the damage. He keeps the Nexus alive just barely once again. And I believe the Fleet Beacon did finish. We don't see eyes on the production tab, but we should be seeing some Tempests on the way. They would be ideal in this position to lay siege upon the army. There we go. 3 Tempests at a time.
The pressure coming out from Lambo, though, is absolutely insane here. And MaxPax being forced to deal with so many things at once, having to lift up individual Locusts while also trying to deal with the Parabomb and Fungal at the same time.
Yeah, speaking of, there's another fungal in the army, a parasitic bomb as well, but a quick split out of MaxPax will be avoiding disaster. Ooh, a lot of damage being done though.
Yeah, a lot of damage being done. The Nexus getting low again. Is he going to be trying to get the finishing blow? It's so close, but that Nexus will not go down.
Oh my god. He's teasing us, Papi. Meanwhile, one Infestor goes down. Now, there is opportunity here for abductions, for yoinks on the Tempest. So likewise, MaxPax has to be very careful. It's going to be a delicate dance with these Tempests upon this army here as we're waiting for another Locust Wave. We're going for that pocket.
My goodness, the Tempest, they might just be the finishing blow here. It looks like Lambo, he's thinking about maybe yoinking a few in there, but we're up to 5 Tempests already. There's so many Void Rays too. The Locust Wave is going to be coming in. I think we're going to be seeing the Nexus go down finally.
Finally, the Nexus should go down. There's so much DPS, and it looks like it will fall.
I thought he wasn't going to do it. It really seemed like he wasn't going to do it.
13 minutes. We lasted too long, Papi. Too long. Unreasonable. As here we go. We do have an extension. A ninja base in the top left-hand corner from MaxPax.
Yeah, we have more Tempests being added. Mothership being added as well. I think we might slowly be getting into that kind of Tempest count that Lambo just can't deal with, but he has just been so many steps ahead so far. I love this by MaxPax. Going to be sending the Void Ray as a little bit of hit squad to the main, and I'm not sure if Lambo can deal with that right now.
Yeah, this is huge. Like, again, this entire game, MaxPax has been contained on his 3-base economy here. Rocks are being knocked down. Another Locust Wave is coming in, denying that pocket base, but at the same time, Lambo has nothing at home to defend, and this Void Ray maneuver, it could be the game-winning blow.
Oh, that's very cute. Okay. Hi, Lambo. We see you.
MaxPax overextending a little bit there. Some fancy moves out of Lambo, but here we go. The Void Rays, they have arrived. They focus down the Spore, and they can focus down the hatcheries. Everything, really.
They're going to be going after the Queen, after the hatchery, after these Spores as well. This is something that, if you played a lot of Zerg in the last 2 years, you've probably seen a bit of this before.
Oh, it's 2021. As the natural base is going to be going down, Lambo is double expanding, though. He does have a backup couple of hatcheries on the way on the right-hand side. Meanwhile, the Tempests are wreaking havoc on the army as well. This gold did fall.
Another massive Locust Wave coming in, but there is just so much firepower in the air now. So many cannons and batteries on the ground as well. I mean, these Locustators do not know what to do with themselves anymore. The Vipers are getting sniped down too by the Tempest now, and I think these almost are finally going to be taken down.
Yeah, massive Fungal and Parabomb combo on the Phoenixes, but it's not about the Phoenixes, not anymore. It's about the Void Rays and the Tempest as we annihilate the main army. MaxPax, he breaks free from his contain, is snowballing out of control. There are Hydras on the way, but we have plenty of Void Rays.
The sweet release of finally taking down those Storm Hosts, and now there are just Hydras, there are drones everywhere, but this air army of MaxPax is so formidable, and I don't think Lambo can form a defense.
Yeah, the release in Denmark, it's over. It's December, Papi. Yes. November has ended. We have Queens going down the Hydras as well. We dive on top of the Vipers, and there is just nothing left to withstand against the Protoss army. It was a good effort, a damn good build coming in from Lambo, but GG gets called, and MaxPax will take game number 1.
That was absolutely insane. That's my game of the year so far. That was bonkers.
That was crazy again. Oh my god, imagine a world if the natural base and the third base had died any sooner, right? Like, it was so close,
Yeah.
so clutch
yeah.
that Max was able to hold on to them for so long. There's definitely a world out there, any lesser player, and those bases would have fallen minutes ago, so long ago, and then suddenly Lambo gets more momentum. Suddenly MaxPax's economy is hindered quite hard, actually, cutting his economy in third, or even worse than that, and you get a different game.
Yeah, I mean, MaxPax's economy was already ravaged. When those Lings got into the main from Lambo and he was attacking the natural at the same time with the Locust, I thought there was no way that MaxPax lives. He had, what, like 8 or 9 Phoenixes, nothing else. His Stargates got depowered. He was having to lift individual Locusts to survive with a shield battery overcharge. That was bonkers. I don't know how he survived that at all. That was really impressive player.
Insanely impressive here out of MaxPax. I mean, once again, he has a reputation for being just a brick wall, you know. He's kind of stripped that away from Showtime, and MaxPax's defense is just so insane here in so many matchups, and for him to survive that from Lambo is crazy. And I hope Lambo isn't feeling too disheartened after a game like that. I can imagine a bit of smudge creeping on in, and I hope he's feeling good. I hope he's able to recover here getting into game 2.
Yeah, I hope he had some fun. And he came out with a build that it was a really good build for the map as well. I can definitely see how that map is pretty abusable for that. But we're going to be having Equilibrium as the second map. That's going to be what Lambo's picked here. So what's he got in store for this map? I didn't really think of this as a map that would be necessarily like very Zerg favored.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I do imagine that it's just because of the amount of bases, the gold base as well. Lambo, he could even try to take the gold a little bit earlier than just a third or a fourth. He could try and sneak it out a little bit faster. We'll see. But as you did mention, this is a very common map amongst Zerg players.
Yeah, okay. It's going to be super interesting. As we saw in that last game, both of these players are incredibly brainy, creative players. So I don't think we're going to be seeing that again, but I think we are going to be seeing something cool.
Oh, yeah. And here we go. We're getting into our next game, and in the top left-hand corner for Shopify Rebellion, it is Lambo.
And in the top right-hand corner here for Psystorm, this is MaxPax.
Here we go, and oh my god, again, like, mad props to Lambo as well. We were kind of theorizing coming into game 2, like, Lambo is going to have something special in store for Radisson Station just because of the nature of the map. You cannot get into a standard game there, not against Protoss, but even that wasn't enough, so we'll see if we can make some magic happen here instead on Equilibrium.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to be seeing a bit more of a standard start, but okay, Lambo going to be taking the gold as the natural, so, I mean, he isn't really the kind of player who's going to let up any kind of opportunities like this. I do remember seeing him on other goal-based maps, always going for stuff like this.
Yeah, exactly. And we were kind of alluding to it earlier, leading into Equilibrium, how this goal base is commonly taken as a third or as a fourth, but you do have the option to be even more aggressive here as a Zerg player, to take it as your natural, and we'll see how aggressive Lambo plans on being. Now, you do have to be careful because there are a lot of options from MaxPax to be able to harass and punish this gold with Adepts and with Oracles, and you are going to be spreading yourself very thin as a Zerg player, especially with your Queens to defend both locations at once, both your gold and your main.
Yeah, definitely. If we see a more standard Oracle Adept play coming out from MaxPax, it's going to be annoying to deal with, getting those queens between the two bases. Yeah, I wonder if we see MaxPax take the gold himself, but it's pretty normal so far.
Yeah, so far MaxPax's build is quite normal. We do have the Maynard over towards that gold base, and Lambo is going to be able to get it up and running. Again, it's going to be on MaxPax to first scout this and then attempt to punish this as well. Just allowing this to run free and one wild is not gonna be really an option here for MaxPax, as Lambo's economy is going to have quite a boost.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, we're gonna have our fingers crossed here if we're Zerg players that Lambo wins this game, because this is gonna be a YouTube guide if he does.
God. I mean, regardless, I feel like even if he loses, I'm sure Harsum is going to be all over these replays, and content is going to be made regardless. The viewers are going to rejoice. It's going to be
Sure.
good.
Yeah, I feel like that's not the last time that previous game is gonna get casted.
Oh no, yeah, 100%. That was beautiful. That was. I know at the moment, the other community casters like Rotterdam or like Wardy, I think they're all covering ESL Masters at the moment. But I'm sure there are going to be some catch-up streams. I'm sure they're going to be all over this series, especially Shopify versus Psystorm is already a high-profile matchup, and yeah, we've had some amazing games so far.
All right, Gold's gonna get spotted here. Pretty solid defense so far by Lambo, so he will be absolutely fine apart from a bit of a mining time. And it's going to be up to MaxPax to try to respond.
Yeah, exactly. As we do see MaxPax just working on a pretty standard follow-up himself. Oracle's Adepts are on the way. He now knows that the pressure is a little bit on him to get damage done and to try to cripple the economy of his opponent. And we'll see how Lambo is able to split up between his bases.
Yeah, so no 3 Stargates coming out from MaxPax this time.
Not yet. Don't count it out yet. Don't count it out for Equilibrium. As the Oracle's making its way towards the main, we do have a Spore in the main base as well. 2 Queens here at the gold, and we are in position. We should be able to fend off this Oracle. Oh.
A nice little bit of damage coming out from MaxPax there, taking advantage of the lack of Spore. And behind this, he did cut a few gateway units just to get the faster third as well.
Yeah, not just a faster third. Do you know what I see? I see a Twilight Council, and I do not see a Forge. MaxPax, he could be looking to go into a Glaive follow-up.
Yeah, it would definitely make a lot of sense. MaxPax has a really strong 4-gate glaives. That's not exactly what this is, but any kind of glaives play when the bases are split from each other like this is way harder to deal with.
Yeah, and there we go. We have Glaives in production for MaxPax. As you were mentioning, just because of the base layout, it makes perfect sense to go for this build to punish Lambo. And so far, this is unscattered. So to kind of put this into context, because of the way that this opener has been playing out, Lambo's in the dark. Everything looks normal with the third base timing from his opponent, and Lambo, he is still unawares of the Glaives coming his way.
Yeah, some good pressure coming out from MaxPax, just really taking advantage of how split up all the bases are. It's going to be a quick recall too.
Yeah, 2 Adepts are going to be going down, but 2 others do manage to make it back home. 4 drones did fall, and as the observer is pointing out, again, we still do not see a scout. Lambo, I believe, has an overlord towards the northern portion of the map, so he could try to dive into the main, but even if he did, the tech is at the natural, not the main base.
Yeah, it doesn't really look like this is going to get scouted. MaxPax already preparing the follow-up as well, so this is going to hit pretty hard. It's fast +1 coming out from Lambo. I don't think he's over... Oh, never mind. I was saying that I don't think he's over drone just yet, but he just adds on a few more drones here. So looks like he is playing against as if it's just standard player.
Yeah, thankfully there is a safety Roach Warren. The Roach Warren is at the goal base, and there we go. We have a Roach on the way here. The Adepts are revealing themselves. Now Lambo's aware of what's going on. Now he should be preparing back at home. Immediately a wave of Roaches in production.
Yeah, good aggression to piece this together. Saves himself a lot of trouble by finding out on MaxPax's side of the map.
Exactly. So he has a couple of precious seconds available to actually prepare back at home. We have a Spine Crawler on the way in the main. You can see how seriously Lambo is taking this. Meanwhile, we are splitting off these Adepts. We have a couple in towards that goal base. We have a couple pushing towards the natural, but the Roaches are keeping up.
Yeah, this is for real, as we do have those Adepts trying to get on top of the drones. A few drones going to be going down. Some nice focus fire coming out from MaxPax.
Yeah, good focus fire, but again, the Roaches are keeping up, and we aren't really sustaining too many losses or too heavy losses here for Lambo. Still only 6 workers, but now damage is being done.
Yeah, and Lambo cancels the Spire, remakes it. It gets scouted again.
Yeah, it is going to get scouted, and that's 11 drones going down. Finally, damage was done at that natural base. The Oracles are still marauding around as well. Lambo, he still has a decent economy, but it is a little bit brutal that his Spire was scouted.
Yeah, especially after going for that little mind game there. And MaxPax's follow-up to this is so clean. I mean, he's transitioning before these attacks even start. He's got Blinker +1 well on the way, extra gateways coming down, as well as protection in the main. So he's just playing this extremely cleanly.
Yeah, he really is. And I mean, for the time being, Lambo is just going to be droning on up. We've got +2 on the way. His opponent working towards double Robo Colossus production, actually. I'm curious if MaxPax did actually click on the Spire. I know that he saw it, but he may have thought it was maybe a Spore or another Spine Crawler. We haven't seen any Phoenix production, despite, seeing the Spire and being aware of the potential for mutas.
Yeah, I think he did put some cannons and batteries around just to deal with that, but looks like he at least has some idea that Lambo might not necessarily commit to it. I do really like the double robo play, even after seeing the Spire. That's really ballsy.
It's it's very brazen, Poppy. Very powerful play here. And we can see that the main base is exposed. It looks like we only have cannons and shield batteries at the fringe bases, which is standard. So he may not have actually clicked on that Spire. No additional stalkers. They're all at the fringe bases as well. There's potential for damage.
Yeah, a few extra mutas being made here, so they are coming in at a very off time.
They are, as we do see some adepts moving out for MaxPax, just trying to find some damage, just trying to keep Lambo busy as well. Mutas are still on the way, and we'll see if they can cripple the economy of MaxPax. We'll see if Lambo can get himself ahead with those mutas.
Yeah, nice little bit of damage coming out from MaxPax there. Muta's going to be coming on in. That main is looking very bare, and not that many stalkers either.
Yeah, again, I don't think he did click on that Spire, and there we go, the mutas. They dive into the main base, they get on top of the mineral line as well. Probes are going down.
Yeah, quite a few probes going down. The Stalker's going to be blinking back underneath those mutas, but they can get on out of there. It's something we've been seeing Dark doing quite a lot in this matchup, and it looks like Lambo believes in it as well.
Yeah, at the same time, we have a massive link counter-attack. We're going for the Nexus itself, and the force fields are going to zone away the roaches, but the base will go down. Lambo, this time, he's killing the bases, Poppy. He's not letting them live.
Yeah, not enough firepower here for MaxPax. He is reduced down to 3 bases, and Lambo looking pretty good here, especially with that muta count growing.
Yeah, exactly. And here we go. The mutas, they dive on the army.
Wow.
They focus down the sentries even, going for the Immortals and the Colossus thereafter. But it looks like it isn't going to be quite enough here to break the army itself, but we do force another cancel.
Yeah, those were beautiful force fields by MaxPax.
Yeah, did avert disaster, did keep the ground army of Lambo at bay, but Lambo is still maxed out. He still has map control as well. Lambo, he is struggling to get a 4th base.
Yeah, definitely struggling there as those banelings are finishing up. We're just having the pressure continuing to be put on by Lambo. Finally getting a few Phoenix out as well, but Lambo does have to be careful. I mean, he does have the economic lead while MaxPax can't get this 4th up, so I think it would be wise to not throw away too many units here.
Yeah, exactly. As the mutas, they just dive into the pocket, into the natural base as well. So many more probes going to be going down. As Stalkers, they're struggling to keep up. 19 probes going down in total here as the mutas do just, they can turn around. They can just fight the Phoenixes.
Yeah, quite a few mutas going down there. It's good movement by MaxPax, but Lambo firmly in control of this game so far.
Yeah, he really is. At the same time, his ground army does punish the 4th base once again for a 3rd time, just containing MaxPax to these 3 bases. We focus down a Colossus as well. Oh my god, and Lambo is coming in towards the south.
Yeah, that is a nice pick off there. And the main thing that he's doing here is just not allowing MaxPax to take a 4th.
Exactly. That's all he has to do. Just contain the opponent to 3 bases. There's no rush. There's no need to overextend and force your way into the natural or the 3rd base. Just contain here. That is the win condition for Lambo as he's taking on up. He's working on +2, +1 range as well. Could even look to transition into Hydra Lurker. But for now, he's relying on his mutas. And for now, they're doing amazingly.
Yeah, Mathling Bane with it as well. This is really cool. I like this style. I do think that the Mathling Bane, obviously, it's going to have a bit of trouble with the Colossus, but the mutas can snipe down that Colossus once MaxPax does decide to commit to a fight.
I mean,
Lambo commits to a fight.
Yeah, we already saw one Colossus going down. We may as well see another as well. Once again, the mutas heading towards that natural, just looking to pull apart his opponent. The Baileys have been spotted on the left-hand side. They will go down, but the mutas, they do get 9 more workers in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, nice job by Lambo, just continuing to keep that pressure on, and MaxPax, he is hurting. He drops beneath 40 workers here. He does have what he needs now, basically, to defend this army, and I do worry a little bit for Lambo if there's very good force fields protecting these banelings, but the timing is good.
Timing is good. Decent stasis trap as well. The Baileys, they do crash into the mineral line. 14 probes go down, and we crash into the main army as well. Barely any stalkers do remain, and MaxPax, he survives, he holds on. but Lambo, he can just remax.
Yeah, probes are going down. Stalkers are going down as well. Max Pack's down below 30 probes. His army's not bad at all, but he's going to have to attack now.
He needs to. There's no other way about this. There's no macking out of this. As the wall is not a wall. The Lings, they flood into the natural shield battery. He's going to be going down to the probes there soon after. And Max Pack, he's still just stuck at home.
Yeah, I mean, the key thing with these Ling Run buys is they just keep Max Packs back at home. So Lambo, he is going to be taking the win, and he gets a 1 back on the board there with a very exciting couple games.
Let's go. GG. Well played. Lambo, he will be able to take game number 2 off of the back of the Muta play. And we were lamenting. We were like, oh my god, it's such a shame that Max X was able to get eyes on the Spire. You know, he's going to be able to get ready for it. Clearly, he did not click on the Spire. He may have just assumed that it was a Spine Crawler or a Spore Crawler. And with that, the Mutas did manage to get out of control. They were the MVPs there for Lambo.
Yeah, it looks like it just didn't register for whatever reason, and now we have Scarlet with 2 match points to take down at Gerald and get the win for Shopify.
There we go. Good that you bring that up. Of course, up next is Scarlet versus Gerald. Scarlet needs one win on the board here to win it all for Shopify Rebellion. Gerald, he needs the 2-0 to force the ace match.
It's going to be a tough ask, definitely. Scarlet, especially when she's in top form, can be one of the best players in the world here. So I do think it does kind of come down to which version of each of the players have turned up today. But I mean, with ESL where it is already, the ESL Masters where it is already, I feel like everyone's in pretty good form at the moment. Everyone's kind of peaking right now.
Oh, yeah, we're all peaking, Papi, and Geralt is as well. Geralt has been looking very impressive over in his own region, has been improving so much over the past month or so, and so is Scarlet. So, yeah, it is going to be a little bit difficult to call. Overall, I do favor Scarlet in this series, I want to say, but I don't want to count Geralt out, and I think the most difficult thing, though, is the fact that he does have to 2-0. I want to believe that he can take a game, 100%, but 2 games, you know, he really has to turn it on.
Yeah. For sure, we're going to have to see something pretty creative. I know Scarlet, she does have her troubles with Protoss at times, so maybe some cheeky adept builds or some Stargate all-ins.
He can be quite cheeky, and yeah, we're just going to be getting ready for that final series. Another important thing to take note of is that if Geralt does 2-0, and if we do force the ace match, and if we do force our ace players out, sure, we can pick between the players that we currently see, but we can also pick between anyone on the roster as long as they're available. And hey, if Harsim's in the chat, we could even see some Harsim tonight. We could even see the captain come out for the ace.
Yeah, true. Depending on the map, could be a good idea.
It could happen, Papi. It could happen. Again, the maps are predetermined. The players have had quite some time or a number of days here to get ready for them. And if we do end up in that scenario, I'm just quickly double checking. I believe the map is going to be on. The map is going to be on Alcyone.
Cool. I don't really know if that factors in.
Al Capone, Papi. Oh.
All right, looks like, yeah, Scarlet in good form in World Team League. Do you remember who she played against last week?
I do. So Scarlet actually played against TY. It was Shopify versus the Kwangdong Freaks, and Scarlet looked damn good against TY. It was a good performance. 2-0, Papi. 2-0.
Ooh, very nice. Cool. It sounds like she's in good form. And Gerald, what's his wall doing so close to his chair? What is going on?
I know. Look, we need to like create like a forum. We need to poll the people because
what the hell?
I remember KJ.
Nah. No facial hair, no back cave. What's going on?
I know. The attic room is gone. The mustache is gone. What's going on, Bob? I remember last week we were casting, and I think KJ, the owner of Sidestorm, was in the chat. And I think he was like, "I'll find out for you, Papi. I'll find out what's going on because the iconic room of Geralt, it's gone."
I don't want to know what's going on. I want it to be fixed.
No, what has been happening? So either Geralt, he's had enough of us just like peeking into his room and just like always looking at his bed and what he's got going on, or he's moved. I don't know.
Here we go, spawning in the top left-hand corner for Shopify Rebellion. This is Scarlet.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have her opponents. We have the side from gaming. It is Geralt. Here we go. And I do see in the chat, thank you for letting us know. Apparently, Harsum is playing in ESL Masters at the moment. So he is otherwise preoccupied and busy with his own series. So hopefully he does wrap up in time for the ace if we get there. If we... His team may need him, Papi. But for now, we're getting into our third best of 2 here, into our ZVP.
This map looks like a pistachio.
What?
Yes.
A pistachio?
A pistachio.
Pistachios are green?
Yeah.
What am I thinking of? Oh, the inside is green.
Yeah.
When I think of a pistachio, I think of like the outer shell, you know, the brown outer shell.
No, don't eat that.
Oh, I've been doing it wrong, have I? Oh,
Yeah. Don't eat that part.
I understand. It's too late now. As we have a very interesting opener here out of Scarlet. We're going to be going for a hatch pool, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no, hatch gas pool. Okay. Standard opener out of Scarlet. Force stake the unnatural natural. Likewise, standard opener out of Geralt as well. Now, when you say it looks like a pistachio, is it like before when you've never eaten like a sardine? Like, have you eaten a pistachio?
I've eaten so many pistachios.
Okay.
I've eaten more pistachios than you've ever seen.
I believe you. Oh my god. It's like is it your favorite nut? If you had so many, have you had so many just because it's affordable, or like what's?
Oh yeah, maybe it is. I don't know. I feel like there's different nuts for different jobs. Like, a macadamia is really good, but like I wouldn't eat them on their own. And then walnuts are good. Walnuts are like the best like dopamine. Like they're the best task nut.
Yeah,
they're a little bit harder to open, but like it's always worth it.
Exactly. You know, once you crack open a walnut, it's like opening like a booster pack in Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a cold walnut. And it goes epic walnut. Yeah.
Legendary. Yeah.
Legendary. Gold legendary. Yeah.
It's good. It's good. Yeah.
Exactly how opening walnuts works.
I'd like to believe so. As the observers, of course, pointing out, we have a very aggressive opener. Geralt, he is not going for a Stargate. He's going for a Twilight Council opener. Instead, the Robo is on the way. We have not quite pulled out a gas. This could either be Glaive Adepts, or we could even go for something like a Dark Shrine.
Yeah. This is why you shouldn't ever complain about a build unless you actually are playing a crazy mind game and you want to face it all the time. Because I feel like everyone at this point knows that Scarlet doesn't like playing against Glaives.
Oh yeah.
And I'd probably just play 4-gate Glaives against her every time I play the Protoss.
You're an animal, Path. You're an animal. Oh my god. Depth's gonna be shut down. They do force some lost mine time. They do get 2 worker kills. Oh my god, this is not Glaives. This is not DTs. We're going for a Templar Archives. What?
Oh, yeah, someone was telling me about this. It's like he makes like 1 Archon and then takes his 3rd and then gets Storm.
Wait. Interesting. I'm curious because I have seen Creator go for a variation of this last season. I remember Creator doing this on, as we are forced to recall that Stalker to the other side of the wall. We do save it. I remember Creator doing this on Altitude, but he made 2 Archons. But if you've specifically heard of this, yeah, we only have 2 High Templar. It's only going to be 1 Archon.
Yeah, at least so far. It's weird. I'm not gonna lie, it's really weird.
Where did you hear about this?
There we go.
I'm curious. I haven't seen him do this before.
I think Oreo was saying something about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. He's taking his head.
Yeah, I'm really curious because I have not seen anyone else open quite like this. So I wonder if this is a Geralt special. I wonder if it's a build that has been kind of fermenting and permeating through the European scene. I do know that sometimes Europeans, they do have their own builds and their own play styles as well. So I'm really curious.
Yeah, I'm expecting I think it's gonna be Storm and then a few more Immortals, and it's gonna be like a Storm Immortal Sentry push.
Okay,
It's weird. Yeah.
So What I like about this, because there are certain builds that are indicative, or endemic from certain regions. I think one of them is the Glaive Opener without a Robo, which isn't done at all by the Koreans. Likewise, this build that Geralt is doing isn't done at all by the Koreans either. And if Scarlet doesn't play against Geralt specifically, or isn't too familiar with the European server, then I like, this is throwing me for a loop, and I wonder if Scarlet is aware of what's going on.
Well, I mean, there we go. Storm is being started up, and Scarlet is just continuing to make roaches and ravages. She's being a little bit annoying with this small squad of lings here, but yeah, it looks like it is going to be a commitment to roaches here. That is how I saw. I think that's how Lambo played against it as well. So yeah, the blueprint has been set by Lambo. It's just whether Scarlet saw that.
Okay, that is the big question. As for now, Geralt is going to be saturating that third base. Scarlet is droning, making a couple of roaches here and there with that, of course, +1 range on the way. Scarlet is going for a roach-heavy composition, more so the Ling Bane, and we'll see if that's going to be enough to deal with this army, because Storm is on the horizon and Geralt is soon about to push out.
Yeah, he does look like he's getting poised to push out. There's going to be a charge, there's going to be Storm. He's starting to warp in some extra High Templars there, so we'll be beginning to build energy on that. I don't know if the Storm's going to be that effective if it's just roaches. I'm very curious to see how this will work out, because it doesn't feel great so far.
Well, I mean, you're correct in saying that the Storms are not going to do amazingly against roaches, but that's what the Immortals are for, right? We have 3 Immortals.
Yeah.
That's not an insignificant amount of Immortals. Yeah, exactly. So we'll see here how this works. The push has been scattered. Scarlet is aware. We have roaches and Ravagers now on the way. The Queens are coming forward as well to help transfuse.
Yeah, Queen's coming forward. They can push back the Prism as well if they are able to get on top of that. We do see the bars going down, the Storms going in place. There's not that many units here for Scarlet, but there's not that many here for Geralt either.
Yeah, he did end up canceling that warp in before. We have a big Storm on the Queens. They dive on forward. They want the Prism.
Yeah, the Queen's going after the Prism. Zealot's getting on top of them. They would just take out the Prism. That is a huge snipe there for Scarlet, and it was very close.
Yeah, it was very close, and with that, Scarlet will completely shut down this push. You can see that the Storms, they just tickled the roaches, could not deal with them, and Scarlet will hold, and that was a hefty loss for Geralt.
Yeah, big frustration in the camera there for Gerald, knowing that his team was needing him to win both of these games. Not going to be the best feeling, though.
Yeah, we spoke about it before, but the pressure was on Geralt. He needed to 2-0 here to force the ace match to give the rest of his team a chance. And this is just not a good start. Scarlet now going for a big counterattack as well. Roach speed is done. +1 range is kicking in. And now we're pushing on in. Again, the Storm does connect, but it barely does anything to these roaches.
Yeah, no fear from the Roach Ravager. Is going to be kiting back those Zealots. The Immortals are a little bit scary, especially when they're already bruised up. But, I mean, Scarlet's continuing to put pressure on, denying the 4th at the same time with the Lings. That's some beautiful army movement.
Yeah, again, they dive on that 4th base, forcing a cancel, forcing the army to be split up. Now, we have taken 3 Storms to the face, and these Roaches are taking damage here. Finally, some Roaches are going down to the Storms, but that was every Storm spent, and now we have to morph in those High Templar into Archons.
Yeah, and there's just not that many units here for Gerald.
There really isn't. Geralt's 4th base has been denied. It was cancelled. Meanwhile, Scarlet is taking up. We have the Hydra Den already finishing up. We have the Hive on the way and the Lurker Den as well. Scarlet, she's working towards a Hydra, Lurker, Viper army.
Yeah, everything is looking fantastic for the Zerg here. I think Gerald just staying in it because he knows, his team is on their last game, so wants to put in his absolute best chance here to take this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's holding on. He's going to be able to hold on to that 3rd at least, but Scarlet, she rotates around. She wants the 4th base, zoning the army back. The Biles, they connect, they take down a High Templar.
Yeah, nasty Biles. That High Templar just sounded like a cheer from the crowd. It's like, whoa, Biles. I liked it.
And here we go. We do have Scarlet being pushed away. At least the 4th base is going to be kept alive here. Zealot Rambe coming in at the same time, but we have Spine Crawlers in position. The Biles will not connect this time as Geralt is pushing in for, he's going for a counterattack.
Yeah, it looks like Gerald feeling the need to force some units out of Scarlet. He's going to be putting the pressure on here. I mean, his micro has been quite good with the Prism and the Immortals. Looks like his base might be going down. The Zealot's starting to overwhelm on that side as well. Could he be starting to make a bit of headway here? I know Scarlet has been a little bit greedy with the droning.
Has been greedy, will lose the hatchery, but Scarlet can afford to lose the 5th base. It's not about the 5th, it is about the main army itself. That's a lot of Zealots, so we're pushing on in, and the Lurkers are not ready.
Yeah, as I was jumping on top of all these units, good micro so far from Scarlet, but the storms going down on the Hydra's definitely a little bit scary.
Yeah, we do have some juicy storms, but the Zealot army has been annihilated. We only have the Immortals and the High Templar left. Another warping of Zealots is going to be coming on in, but we're getting on top of the Immortals.
Yeah, the 6 Immortals are standing their ground, but they are starting to go down here. Hydras and Queens doing the best that they can. It is going to be very close, but there is just not enough here for Gerald as that prism goes down.
Yeah, we deny the warping of Zealots, and it looks like we barely do hold on. Immortals go down. One Immortal will recall back home, but that is the only survivor of this attack.
Yeah, only one Immortal going to be getting home there, and it is not looking great for Gerald here. I mean, he does have his 4th up and running, so he's got that going for him.
Yeah, he does have a decent economy, this is true, but tech-wise, he's struggling. There's no Bay, there's no Disruptors, there's no Sky Toss, there's no good answer to the Lurkers. With this, Scarlet is one step ahead tech-wise, and the quality of Scarlet's army is getting out of control as the Lurkers are finally morphing in, the Vipers are also arriving.
Yeah, I mean, Lurker Viper is going to be extremely hard to deal with here. Unfortunately, a bit of the misrally of those Overlords, so quite a few of those going to be going down. That's it's annoying.
Yeah, quite an amount of Overlords going to be going down. Doesn't barely almost apply. Look, Scarlet here going to be forced to make even more Overlords. Geralt is fighting back, and it's going to take a little bit longer for Scarlet to actually get into her Lurker production, just because she doesn't have a gas bank. She has minerals, but not gas here, so it's going to take a little bit longer to actually rebuild, and Geralt is going to have a chance.
Yeah, nice. The economy is actually pretty close between the two players.
Yeah, definitely. We have a second robo on the way, so we're going to be committing here to Immortal production. Still no base, so without Disruptors, it's still going to be difficult. Even if we had them, though, it would be a tough ask here for a Ground Trust army to deal with Lurkers, especially with those Vipers coming out. But the Roach counterattack does come in, getting quite a number of workers and denying mining time.
Yeah, that's nice. 4 Roach is going to be going down for 4 probes and a bunch of mining time. The Scarlet is starting to set up some static defense. The Lurkers have finally been revealed. They still have their upgrades on the way.
Yeah, the Lungers have arrived. They still need those Hive upgrades, as you were saying, with +3 and Adaptive Talents on the way. The Vipers, likewise, are also arriving in time, looking for those yoinks, looking for those abductions. Up.
Yeah, there we go. The feedbacks will be going down on the Vipers, so Scarlet going to have to be a bit more patient here.
Yeah, he's going to have to go back home. He's going to have to regenerate that energy on those Vipers. So Geralt, he is going to be able to keep up army supply-wise here at least. But this is also when the soup sometimes does lie. The army supplies are close, but pushing into Lurkers is still just going to be brutal here, as we could even try to bypass the Lurkers.
Yeah, Scarlet has been a little bit outpositioned here. She's going to have to be careful with how she crawls up those Lurkers.
Exactly, Scarlet out position. This 4th base is going to be going down once again. Vipers, they do come in. They yoink 1, they yoink 2 Archons, but that's a kill on the hatchery. That's a kill on 13 drones.
Yeah, cute little move to yoink them over the dead space there for that slight little extra bit of distance. And even more Lurkers coming out now, so I wonder what the play is for Scarlet here, because I feel like very defensive play is going to be kind of difficult, seeing as she needs a 5th now.
She does need a 5th. We do have a Zealot warping into the main base, and once again, the Lurkers are out of position. Storms are going to be thrown down, and we may not be able to break the 3rd, but we can actually head towards the 4th. Up!
Yeah, and I'm beginning to be a little bit worried for Scarlet here, as the units of Gerald there getting on top of the Lurkers. The Lurkers are going down.
Oh my god, too many Lurkers are falling. Where is the army? We don't have any support for the Lurkers, not on their own. We are down to only a handful of Immortals. The Lurkers are coming from behind. It's going to be a close hold here from Scarlet. Can she pull it off? She cannot.
Wow. Gee, Gerald pulling back an insane victory there.
GG, well played. In a head-to-head fight, Scarlet would win, but twice there, Geralt, he was able to rotate around, get towards the 5th base, shut it down, and even then, rotating towards the 4th as well, getting a better angle on Scarlet, and she just did not have enough to protect those Lurkers.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if Scarlet just was teching and making Hydras and droning just a little bit too fast and overestimating how far ahead she was, but I was pretty shocked, honestly, to see Gerald win that one.
Yeah, GG, the comeback was real, and you could see Geralt popping off as well in those last moments. Just a massive sigh of relief. You were talking about it. There is a lot of pressure on Geralt to win this 2-0, and that is the first step in favor of Geralt. Oh my god. I do also think that it was a little bit brutal to morph in so many lurkers as well. Just not having, I'm not saying like the Hydras are the best buffer unit, but the lurkers, they do need support. They do need something alongside them, whether it's Lingbane, Roach Hydra, something between themselves and the Protoss army, and they were so exposed.
Yeah, it just seemed like a bit of an odd play to make when you're already economically down, but either way, next map here is going to be Equilibrium. I guess that's Scarlet's pick. So yeah, it looks like the Zergs are favoring this map.
Oh yeah. Every single Zerg player, they have been picking Equilibrium if they do take a loss, for good reason. So Scarlet looking to bounce back in this series. Again, she only needs one more win here to take it all, and we'll see how fast we take the gold. That's what we're gonna be looking at least.
Yeah, I mean Lambo took it as a natural, and that worked out pretty well.
Yeah, it did. It did work out quite well for Lambo. So we'll see if Scarlet can follow suit, and we'll see if Geralt can punish that gold base once it is taken, as we are getting ready for that second game. Again, Scarlet needs to win this to win it for her team. Otherwise, if Geralt takes this, then we force the ace match.
Hey, straight into it. As in the top right-hand corner, this is Scarlet for the Shopify Rebellion.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have Geralt for Sidestorm Gaming. Here we go. And again, yeah, I was pleasantly surprised seeing the opener of Geralt, seeing him go for something that I haven't personally seen before. Meanwhile, Scarlet is going for that gold as a natural.
Love it.
Yeah.
Do you know that Scarlet and Lambert do like to talk about strategy, so it's possible that they have discussed this before and are going to be doing pretty similar things on this map.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, hey, Lambert, he was able to weather the storm. Even in the previous series, Lambert versus MaxFax, even with MaxFax going for some unscattered Glaive Adepts as a follow-up, Lambert was able to defend and minimize losses as well. To be fair, a lot of that did come down to, if you remember, Lambert was able to scout the Adepts on MaxFax's side of the map, and that's what Scarlet's going to have to be reliant on, especially if Geralt is going to respond aggressively to this.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, Adept all-ins don't seem like the most Gerald thing to do. I feel like he does tend to go for more defensive plays into simpler all-ins, but you never know.
I love the comment in the chat. Kuria's letting the people know. We'll never know. KJ went to find out what happened to the room last week, and we haven't heard from him. True, he's disappeared. KJ is missing.
He's now in that room.
He's either lost in the room or they're not letting him leave. He can't reveal the secrets, Bobby. Smooch. Yeah, no transfer actually. No main out of workers. What food does Equilibrium remind you of?
Like a butterflied chicken breast.
Okay. I can dig it. What are you doing with it though? Are you making like schnitzel? Oh,
a banana split.
A banana split? What?
Yeah, with peanuts.
A banana? Where's the banana?
It just is. You gotta feel these things sometimes.
You gotta feel the. Okay. I see. I understand. I've never had a banana split before. Never had it.
Oh really?
Yeah,
they're good. It's one of those things where like the more toppings you add to it, the better it gets. So you like start with the banana, and then you put like ice cream, and then you put chocolate sauce, and then you put peanuts, and then you put caramel.
Yeah.
Then you put, I don't know, what else would you put? Sprinkles.
Sprinkles, yeah.
Have you put ground coffee on ice cream before?
Oh my god, that sounds crazy.
Yeah, that's good. It's a bit degenerate, but it's really good.
I was about to say, like the amount of caffeine that you're gonna be getting into yourself that sounds wild.
It's not that
bad. As Geralt is going for a Twilight Council opener, so an aggressive opener here from Geralt, which was pointed out. I was going to start speculating, whether we were going to be seeing another Templar Archives opener or even a Glaive at Epps, but no, it is going to be a Dark Shrine this time.
Ah, okay. I guess that kind of makes sense. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
Does it?
we'll see how this does piece together. So it's going to be DTs initially. There is no Spore at the gold. There is a Spore in the main base. So far, Scarlet has not been able to scout this build. She has not been able to scout the tech. But there we go. We have another Spore on the way, and I believe it is at the gold.
Nice. And there's a lair on the way too. I think it should be okay.
Yeah, and these DTs, they shouldn't be able to do too much damage, but it's not about the Dark Templar doing damage. As we all know, there's kind of layers here to this build, and if the DTs fail to kill workers, it's okay. If they survive, they can be morphed into Archons, and we can look to hunt down more workers, queens, and even overlords.
Layers, like a banana split.
Like a banana, yeah. Layer me fast.
Oh, they're invisible. I didn't see them.
They were invisible, as we do get one roach before dipping on out of there. Again, Scarlet's not fully aware of the build of choice. Oh, a little bit supply blocked. 8 overlords on the way. We'll break free from this, though, as back at home, Geralt, he goes for a delayed third base, is going for a faster Robotics Bay instead.
Yeah, nice job by Scarlet using those extra lings just to deny the third there. Don't really need to be losing those to DTs on her side of the map. And Gerald, yeah, going to be pretty heavily delayed on taking that.
Yeah, it's stuck on 2 bases. We do have a bit of a gateway explosion on the way from Geralt just to spend his resources, but he should be looking to expand momentarily. Should be a regular third base. Taking the gold is just a risky maneuver here from the Protoss, especially with the massive amount of lings that Scarlet has. Going to be a tough thing to do as we take the triangular third instead.
Yeah, there we go. Extra base going to be going on down. And we've got that Robo Bay on the way as well, so it's going to be that Disruptor Drop follow-up, which is, yeah, pretty common after this sort of play. But yeah, Scarlet being so active is stopping Gerald from being more harassing, from getting that kind of momentum going that you were talking about before.
Yeah, exactly. These Archons, they've just been struggling to really trade here as we are heading towards the center of the map. We're looking for any kind of Pigos, but Scarlet is able to keep up with the movement here of Geralt. As yeah, the Roach army is amassing. Scarlet, she's cutting workers here at 46.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be a massive Roach attack, so a lot of this is going to come down to just how good the Disruptor shots are.
Yeah, it's going to be all about the Purification Novas. They are the great equalizers. If we get some good Novas, then maybe Geralt can hold. But here we go. The mass Roach push is upon us. It's a massive 3-base all-in from Scarlet with a boosted economy because of the gold base, because of the Rift Vespene gas geysers as well. And Geralt, he has to hold.
Yeah, there go. Roach speed going to be kicking in. That's going to help with dodging those Disruptor shots. And here comes the first couple.
Up!
Oof.
And so far, some massive connections. The first one was insane. The second one, a little bit less so, but regardless, some big connections here. We do have a shield battery overcharge, keeping one of the Archons alive, just barely. And so far, Geralt, he hasn't sustained too many losses other than that one Archon.
Yeah, the Roaches are bleeding out fast here, so Scarlet is going to have to get some damage on these drones ASAP if she wants to get this done, as the next Disruptor does come on in, takes out a few more Roaches though.
Oh my god, and more Roaches are going to be going down. The Disruptors, they barely do survive as well. Lings are coming in for a surround. The Roaches, they do break into the third base, forcing a recon, and it looks like Scarlet, she has broken the third.
Yeah, third base does get cleaned up. It should be going down.
It should go down. The Archon doing what it can, but yeah, Geralt, he cannot vie for control of that expansion of that third base. And even though Scarlet took some pretty nasty Novas to the face, it's just too much. You can see Geralt looking a little bit upset there on cams, just could not hold on.
Yeah, couldn't hold on. I mean, Scarlet was very all in, so it might not be over yet.
Yeah, as you were saying, you know, Scarlet, she doesn't have the greatest economy behind this, but now we have a fourth base. We're actually double expanding. We're taking a fourth and a fifth at the same time. So is Geralt, by the way. He's also double expanding, taking the gold.
Yeah, I mean, I really like this play from Gerald. Just going for the quick double expand, knows that he is pretty far behind. His only real chance here is, you know, Scarlet just getting a little bit complacent. Beautiful splits.
Oh, the splits, Papi. Let's go. Roach is able to avoid disaster with that Purification Nova, and we're just going to be waiting to amass into the army. +1 ranges on the way. Scarlet still has not seen where the bases have been taken, so if Scarlet is too passive, then maybe Geralt can come back in this game, as Scarlet is going to be taking on up into an infestation bit into, I imagine, a hive.
Ooh, just going to be going for that extra little bit of scouting there. Going heavily into Roach Rev, and there we go. The Hive is on the way. Once she does spot out those bases, I think if she spots that it's a double expansion, she might want to put some aggression on herself. But, I mean, things are looking pretty good back home.
Yeah, the purpose of this hive is going to be for Vipers. Really, the big thing, the most crucial aspect of Geralt's army are the disruptors, and Vipers are going to be just a secure way to shut them down and to really just clean up that army. Meanwhile, a DT counterattack is going to get a kill on this hatchery.
Yeah, really nice use of those DTs from earlier.
Yeah, very nicely done. At the same time, a big Roach counterattack though, and the gold base is under fire, and oh my god, a massive connection!
Oh, absolutely brutal. These disruptors doing nasty amounts of damage.
Yeah, it's still not quite enough to come back, but that was a big connection on the army of Scarlet. And if that does occur a couple more times, then this could be this could be a comeback for Geralt, as he does go for a DT drop here, and there is no dissection, there's no spores.
Yeah, Gerald is doing everything right here, and this is starting to get a little bit scary for Scarlet. But she is, you know, really healthy on the workers here, almost completely maxed out again. Doing pretty well overall.
Yeah, it's one of those things where Geralt, it's impressive what he's being able to get done. It's just that Scarlet's so far ahead, right? It's just, this is good stuff. And hey, if Scarlet hadn't killed the third base, you know, if she wasn't at such a supply lead, then we would see a closer game here. But Geralt, he still needs more done.
Yeah, there we go. DTs are starting to fall here. Scarlet just slightly repositioning those units. Good reactions from Gerald. Isn't going to be letting those links into the main.
Yeah, going to be able to clean up a lot of links here at the natural base. The Roach army is amassing. Now, what's important here is that Scarlet is about to max out. That is true, but the supply is inflated because it is pure Roach Ravager, but there are Vipers. So even though the Disruptors have been insane, the Vipers have arrived, and once they hit the field, they can yoink and shut down those Disruptors.
Yeah, looks like Scarlet's going to have a way to save herself from these nasty Disruptor shots of Gerald.
Exactly. That's the hope, at least, as we do manage to try to outposition Geralt a little bit. Roaches are getting picked off for free, so good pickoffs here from Geralt overall, as he doesn't sustain many losses of his own. Charge is still on the way, +2 as well for those Zealots. Scarlet taking up even further, working on Adrenal, and still focusing on a Roach-heavy army.
Yeah, Gerald actually going for Storm again, which is kind of interesting. I feel like it's not something we see heaps in this matchup, especially against Roach Ravager.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe Geralt just thinking a little bit further ahead because it's Roach Ravager into Ultras. Oh my god, and Storms are going to do even less against them. But really interesting composition here from Scarlet, as she is going to be moving out. The Vipers, they are full of energy. We are ready to yoink.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to help a lot with the Disruptors, but here we go. Gerald going for a big warp into the Zealots into the main here. Slow Zealots, but Zealots nonetheless.
Nova's going to be going off, and they do catch the Ravager. Oh my, the feedbacks! Oh my god!
Every Ravager goes down, and the feedbacks on the Vipers. Incredible fight for Gerald. I mean, Scarlet almost maxed out once again, but that could not have gone worse.
Yeah,
goodness.
This could not have gone better for Geralt. He completely cleans up the army, is going to be losing some probes, unfortunately, and he may even be forced to cancel this base, but that was the best fight that Geralt could have hoped for.
Yeah, absolutely brutal stuff from Gerald there. Scarlet's going to have to be careful. She can't afford to have too many more losses like that.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, a couple of bad trades here and there, Scarlet can afford it. You know, it's okay. You know, like we mentioned before, like, Geralt, he's had some really good moments, but he needs to keep that going. Maybe 1 or 2 more good fights, and Geralt, he can swing this in his favor. Like, he's not out of this yet.
He really isn't. I mean, I was kind of memeing and doing the caster thing before, but I actually kind of believe now.
No, yeah, I could hear the smudge, Papi. You're like, oh, it's over, Papi. He's just playing the game. But at the same time, like, mate, it's Protoss, Papi. You know, the Cobium can turn into Hobium, can turn into reality. And so far, the Zealots are going to be keeping Scarlet busy back at home. Geralt is getting up to a 5 base economy, is soon to be maxing out himself, getting into Disruptors. 2 more robots are on the way for, I imagine, mass Immortal production. That's a big thing that's missing. If we can get into triple Immortal production, then we can deal so well with both Roaches and Ultras.
Yeah, I'm not loving Scarlet's position anymore.
Oh my god! I mean, she's still in a leading position. To be fair, Roach counterattack is going to get spotted, and these Roaches are going to go down.
Yeah, good warp-ins there. Really nice force field too. So even more losses for Scarlet. I have seen a lot of Roaches going down in some pretty ugly ways in this game.
No! Oh my god, the Nova!
Yeah, speaking of.
Massive Novas on the Roach Army once again. We do have a power bomb on that War Prism, but it should run out and the Prism will survive. And yeah, that's another good couple of trades here for Geralt, and he is evening up the supply.
Yeah, he's evening up the supply, and his army is of a very nice quality here, so things are looking a little bit scary here for Scarlet.
Yeah, and there it is, 3 Immortals. With that triple red production, 3 Immortals at a time. And the Immortals, they're good against all things Zerg, against Roaches and Ultras, which happen to be Scarlet's main army. Meanwhile, are we going to get caught out of position? Scarlet's main army has not been spotted by Geralt.
Yeah, I mean, she's got Neural in the way, and Neural's going to be fantastic against Mass Immortal.
It will be, again, that's going to be the saving grace for Scarlet. The Ultras, they haven't spotted. As Geralt is going to be dragged towards the north, we have a massive Roach counterattack towards the south. We may even force a recall, or do we commit?
Yeah, Lynx comes streaming in. There is going to be a shield battery overcharge, and the +3 attack goes down, so that's a nice pick off.
Yeah, that's pretty impactful. +3 is going to be denied. We are camping the production. The Robo is going to go down as well. Only 2 Robos available here. We're trying to get the 3rd Robo. Up.
Oh, it's going to be very close. It looks like that 3rd Robo should just go down. So, nice little pickoffs there for Scarlet. That was actually quite a lot of key tech.
Yeah, that was denying +3, that was denying 2 Robos, and that will cripple the Immortal production of Geralt. That is very impactful, especially considering the Scarlet is making 5 more Ultras.
Yeah, just continued commitment into Ultras here, and Geralt throwing down Stargates instead. I feel like that's quite a misread of the situation.
Kind of. I mean, if we go triple Stargate into Void Rays, I mean, we're gonna be looking good. Nothing shoots up, Pappy. Nothing shoots up. But it's gonna take a while to get into that. And here we go. Geralt is gonna be pushing across the map. He's trying to transition into Skytoss. After this, he still has a hefty army to hunch supply.
Yeah, certainly a scary moment here for Scarlet with all those disruptors. The yoinks on those Vipers are gonna have to be really on point. But Joe's doing such a good job of zoning that out.
Oh, 2 Ultras go down immediately. Storms as well. Big feedbacks here on the Vipers. The Storms, they blanket the army as well. But do we have enough? The Neurals come in.
Oh, this does not feel like a good fight for Scarlet.
Not a good fight at all. The Infestors, they go down. The Ultras are falling as well. And Geralt is taking a massive fight. The comeback is real. He was dead, Poppy. He was down, what, 90, 80, 90 supply like a couple of minutes ago. And now he's in this.
Yeah, I can't really believe what's happening here. And I mean, Scarlet, neither. She takes her hand off the keyboard. Is kind of trying to work out where it all went wrong. And I mean, it's not going to help with the tilt against Protoss, is it?
It is not. As Zelta wreaking havoc towards the south, base is going to be going down. Geralt, he's snowballing out of control. Behind this, he could be working towards Void Rays, but alas, he does not need them as he's pushing towards that natural base. We have Ultras on the way, but against the Immortals, against all these disruptors, I'm not really seeing how they can work. The Novas go off.
Oh, massive Novas once again. I mean, Geralt has just been getting dream fight after dream fight. This one in particular, not quite ideal, but he might just have the numbers that it doesn't matter. GG is called. Gerald with another impossible comeback.
GG. Oh, GG. Well played. The power of Protoss. As Geralt was dead in the water. Let's be real here. I mean, there's a reason why the smudge was coming out of the castle a little bit. It was like, mate, Geralt, he's down to 2 bases. He's down in the economy. He's down in all aspects, but he was able to trade well enough, get some amazing trades, some amazing fights, and he came back.
Yeah, there you go. Gerald gets a 2-0 against Scarlet. It kind of feels like a 4-0 in some ways. Like that was brutal comebacks in both cases there. But it means we get more StarCraft.
Yeah, we were talking about it. You know, Geralt, he has been on the rise recently. He has been really looking so in form in the past couple of months, leading into ESL Masters Winter. He is really coming into his own, and GG, very well played. A big shout to Geralt, especially like mental-wise, like to be in such a difficult position, to be stuck on 2 bases against soon to have been a 5-base Zerg player. Like, it is so difficult to actually maintain your composure and actually fight back as hard as possible and come back in that moment. So really well done by Geralt.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a crazy game, but now I'm kind of feeling that we might be getting Beyond vs Max Packs.
Oh yeah, I mean, to finish up talking about that previous best of 2, we are now here in the ace match. Geralt has done it. He has given his team a chance, and now it comes down to one best of 1, one final game here between Shopify and Psystorm Gaming. both teams, they have a couple of moments here to decide who comes out as the ace.
True. It's the double secret elimination boss battle final victory dance for all the marbles.
It's the final countdown, Bobby. The final countdown is upon us, and as you mentioned, on paper, it should be Bjorn versus MaxPax. That should be the matchup, unless we have another player that feels like they can take it to the ace player. We can maybe see a snipe, you know. Is there a world where maybe Spirit wants revenge? And he's like, no. Put me in for a TVT. I can take down Bjorn on Alkyone. I believe I have what it takes. Or likewise, is there someone on Shopify? You know, does Lambo speak up? Does he say, hey, I took down MaxPax earlier. Let me do it again. Let me come at MaxPax myself. You know, there's opportunity for snipe play.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if Lambo has ZVP snipe on this map, wouldn't be a bad pick at all.
Yeah, especially on a map like Alkyone, where there's another goal base. It's a little bit out of the way, definitely, but it is possible to take advantage of. There's also the Rich Gas Geyser base on the top left. If Lambo does have a specialized build, then he could come out swinging here to try to snipe MaxPax. That is just a very unique scenario, though. Like, again, if he doesn't, then we should be seeing Bjorn. You know, it's like it does depend on preparation and if they have anything special in store. Like Stormhost again.
Yeah, true. Did you ever play like single player arcade games, like at the arcades?
Single player arcade games.
Yeah, like ones where you basically have to go up like a ladder of opponents. Like I remember Street Fighter was like that. You'd face like really easy AI, and then the AI would get harder and harder until you're facing like actual boss battles.
I mean, I'll be honest, like when I went to the arcade, I usually go with friends and we just like play like the shooters like Time Crisis or like House of the Dead or stuff like that, or like House of the Dead was basically like Resident Evil.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah,
it was the one that had like the curtains.
Yeah.
It looked really scary. I was like, nah, not about it.
What else? Like this, like the racing games, like not Tokyo Drift. What's it? Initial D? Initial D. Let's go.
Oh yeah. There's another one. Daytona. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. But yeah, that was my arcade life. As oh my god, it's crazy. It's happening.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We do have the snipe coming out from Lambo. It's cool.
Here we go. So on paper, the ace players are Bjorn and MaxPax. This is true. This is what we admitted ourselves. But there is potential here because these picks are so obvious. We could try to snipe those players. And Lambo coming in here, it must be because he has something special in store for MaxPax. It has to be, right?
Or Bjorn went to bed.
It's true, or Bjorn went to bed. We could be reading too much into it, and Bjorn, it is a little bit late in Korea. I think it's midnight in Korea. There's no other tournaments going on for Bjorn, so there's not an event that he's playing in, but he could be in bed. He could be in bed.
Jealous.
Are you jealous, Papi? Aren't you excited to join me here on the Sardine map?
Oh, is this the Sardine map? No, isn't the Sardine map Isn't that Radisset?
No, that's like the cinnamon roll, the cinnamon map, right? With the custard.
Oh. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I guess this map is a stinky one.
Guys, I'm trying to relate to you, Papi. You're not helping. You know, you're like, I didn't even know what you're talking about.
Oh,
What
yeah. Crazy.
My God.
That was the Audi chat. I feel like we didn't finish talking about Audi.
We didn't. Look, there's a lot that we probably shouldn't keep talking about this.
No, I like thinking about it. I like thinking about the tool set. It's like a random like 500 piece tool set. That's like the best tool set you can buy. It's like $20. And right in the middle of the thing. And there's 3 of them. And you have to fight all of the dads for them.
How about the next time I go to Melbourne, we can go to Aldi. All right, we can share a banana split. We can.
Okay. Sure.
You can put your coffee on it, Bob. You can put your coffee on it. We can, you know what? We'll even like add some sardines as well.
And we can eat it inside a tent that we buy from Aldi.
Yeah. We'll build this. We'll build the tent with a tool set.
Actually, I remember there was one time they had ski gear, and it got really busy because I used to live like a few houses up from an Aldi, and I remember they got slammed on this day because they had ski gear, and it was like getting near to ski season, and people came from far and wide to buy like ski goggles or like
Oh my
hats,
god.
or like under things. You know, the like skivvies that we wear.
Yeah.
Under?
Yeah.
Oh, so
Is
it's
what-
like a pumpkin.
In the bottom left corner, we have for Shopify Lambo.
And in the top right here for Thystorm, this is Max Packs. Yeah, I changed my mind. This is a pumpkin map.
What are you talking about? How is this a pumpkin?
Because of the orange.
Also, I think what?
Yeah, I don't know.
We're going for the gold. It's happening.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
Okay, here we go. So to wind it back here, if you're tuning in, if you maybe missed some of the earlier matches, Lambo was able to pop off against MaxPax on Equilibrium by taking a fast goal base, by not being punished, and by actually punishing MaxPax for not being able to accomplish too much with a glaive up follow-up. Meanwhile, the probe does check, does confirm, and does see the hatchery.
Yeah, okay. So MaxPax sees it again. I think he sees it a little bit earlier than last time. But Lambo, as you were saying, had pretty good success already going for gold-based builds. I feel like this is, the kind of strategy, these kind of prepared builds are what he's really good at. And I'm sure he has something different to last game this time as well.
100%, especially with the goal basis early on. There we go. We're going to be made adding over. This could even lead into a faster all-in. This could lead into aggression from Lambo. If you remember the previous time, it was just to get into the mid-game and snowball out of control in the mid-game instead. So there are options available here for Lambo. Meanwhile, a big shout out to Rodin18 in the chat. Thank you so much for subscribing. Ga, papi, ga. We appreciate the support. Gracias.
I'm going to spend all that money on bananas. And I'm going to put the bananas on my top shelf. I'm going to put them next to the avocado that I also bought because I read that bananas and avocado should go next to each other. They help each other ripen, and they're both going to go bad.
Oh my god. Have you made your own guacamole before? Like what are you doing with the what do you plan to do with the avocado?
It's not going to eat it. I just keep buying them and they just keep going bad.
What's wrong
it's
with
just, I don't know. I can't stop.
You're like, I just really like seeing an avocado on the shelf and I just put it there and it just looks like it should be there.
I just walk into the supermarket with all these hopes and dreams of, doing something with the avocado, but we both know it's not going to happen. Like the avocado knows too. It's tragic. It comes into the house just like, why are you doing this to me?
You're like,
You've broken your promises before.
So I just want you to eat me. I just want to be inside you. And you just forget about me. You throw me away. Smoke.
Yeah, they sit next to each other and then we forget and then we throw them out.
Feels bad, man. As we get into this game, we do see MaxPax again attempting to punish his opponent. It is going to be Glaive Adepts. Now, in the previous game, it was a Stargate opener into a third into Glaives. This time, it's a straight-up Twilight Council opener. This is going to hit harder. This is going to get faster, but it is also completely scattered.
Yeah, okay. So this is going to be, I think it's 3-gate Glaives. MaxPax sometimes will do this into a third base and then to a 6-gate all-in, or into a... what's the thing? Disruptor drop. There's a few different options from here. He doesn't have to commit.
He doesn't have to, but there is a robo with this, so it's going to be with a War Prism. And there we go. We have additional gateways on the way. A massive gateway explosion. That is a 6-gate Glaive Adepts, Papi.
Yeah, so this is completely all in. And I do know that Lambo in the past has struggled a little bit with these builds. It's going to be really hard to defend as well, just because that gold base, it's so far away from the other bases. He's trying to link it with creep, but he's not going to have much time.
Exactly. Now, to put things into context, those that are maybe curious, typically Glaive Adept openers, they're standard with 4 gateways, and it's just designed to cripple the economy and to get into a third base. But the Overlord is coming back in for a full-up scout, and we do get eyes on the additional gateways.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so Lambo's got the information. Will he be able to use it?
Yeah, exactly, because this is an all-in at a MaxPax. We have Roaches, Lings on the way, no Spine Crawlers, which is a little bit risky, especially considering that these bases are so far apart. The first Shade is going to be coming in, but we are in position, and we are throwing down a Dark Shroud. We're just doubling down here for MaxPax.
Yeah, cool. I mean, it makes sense. Got to have a next step because these steps have been spotted.
True.
And I actually like it. I mean, I don't think there's going to be spores coming out from Lambo. Why would there?
As you're saying, so MaxPax, because he knows he got scouted, he does pivot away from the 6 gate all in and going for DTs. And because it's 6 gateways, ideally as a Zerg player at this level, you want to cut corners, you want to be as efficient as possible. There is no reason to make spores, and that may just kill Lambo.
Yeah, I'm definitely worried. I mean, he's got to be a bit sus that his commitment is late. Oh, he stops the warp in as well. Nice. But I wonder if MaxPax was faking that.
Yeah, I am curious here. As MaxPax, he's feigning aggression, he's poking, he's prodding, he's not committing, and still 0 spores. No lair either here out of Lambo. The Shades are looking to commit, but no, we just fake out on the Shades, and we're just biding time here for that Dark Shrine to finish. Spores!
Oh, spores. Yes, there we go. Nice one, Lambo.
Oh my god, he hasn't scouted it, but as you mentioned, because this has taken so long, something is wrong. Something is clearly wrong. Why are we not committing? Why are we not going for additional warp ins? DTs are coming in, but the spores are going to finish up just in time.
Yeah, very clever. Speaking of clever, though, I love the way MaxPax is hiding that movement.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to be out positioning his opponent a little bit. 1 DT goes out. We go for the surround as well. The Biles are looking to connect, and these adepts are going to be falling.
Yeah, very interesting play from both players. Lambo committing on this, but MaxPax are also using those DTs to thin out the army rather than to try to jump on drones. That's very interesting.
Yeah, because of that, that wasn't a bad trade. The DTs, they put in a lot of work. They killed so many roaches, and MaxPax is transitioning. He's expanding behind this. Now, it's a late third base, and MaxPax did commit so much to this build, but so far he's trading well.
Yeah, I actually don't hate MaxPax's position here. He's done pretty good work here to get himself out of a nasty position.
He really has. I mean, he's up in workers. He's up 10 workers compared to Lambo. Lambo, he cut drones very early on, but now we're getting back into droning. A lair is on the way. Without a lair, we can't really counterattack. We don't have roach speed, and we're even bleeding out a couple of roaches.
Yeah, I mean, Lambo needs to be careful. This is no joke.
This is no joke, and even though MaxPax didn't get the damage that he was, even though he didn't kill his opponent, he's still been able to trade well, and again, he's transitioning out of this. We have Immortal Production, Charge on the way, a Forge for +1 as well, and Lambo's being kept busy here in between his bases.
I mean, Lambo sees the third. That's pretty important, but MaxPax, as you're saying, keeping him really busy. Being really active with these adepts, with the DTs as well, actually clearing out all the creep through the center as well.
Yeah.
This feels good for MaxPax.
It does. There is an Overseer on the way. There's no anti-air, so finally with the Overseer, we can collapse on this army. We can clean this up. Lambo can deal with the adepts at least, but they do commit to the Shade, and they're going for some drone kills.
Yeah, there's going to be more drones going down. The DTs get saved on top of that. They're going to be going after Queens as well. MaxPax just being so annoying here.
He really is. He gets 4 workers. He almost gets a queen. He's just buying so much time with this army. Eventually, he's going to be cleaned up, but those DTs, they can be morphed into Archons, and they can come back in for even more damage.
Yeah, I mean, Adept's even getting out of there. That's just crazy. And the +1 of Lambo, it's going to be on the way now. But I feel like in terms of tech, he's a little bit behind where MaxPax is at.
He is. MaxPax, he's running away with this back at home, and Lambo, he's stuck defending. He's just stuck defending here, stuck between these bases, keeping up with the Prism. We do have an infestation bit on the way, so thankfully Lambo is continuing to tech, and he's droning quite heavily. He could potentially try to punish the third, but especially on this map on Alkione, it is very difficult to push into a third base, especially as a Zerg.
Yeah, MaxPax getting aggressive too, and all this creep that's being cleared out is really hurting Lambo.
Well, it really is, and the charge has completed. We're diving in already. Bailiness is done, but where are the Bailings?
Yeah, I mean, charge first without that rage speed, it's pretty brutal. A lot of those zealots have been shaved off already, though, so not the best start to the fight for MaxPax.
Yeah, it really is, and the Zealots are all going down. The Immortals are putting in a lot of work. We have another wave of Zealots behind this, and MaxPax, he's looking to snowball out of control. He's looking to try to break through this army.
Yeah, big warp in there. Nice micro from MaxPax, just pulling back to the Prism so he can save those Archons.
One Archon is going to be going down. 2 Archons even. We're going to be kiting back here up the ramp towards that 4th base. The Immortals are gaining ground.
The Zealots go down. The Archons are hurt. The Immortals, though, they are breaking on through. 4 Immortals just smashing through this roach count. Very aggressive warp in on the front doorstep of Lambo. GG is called, and MaxPax making the impossible happen.
GG, well played. Max Packs, insane. Going for 6k glaives into DTs. It was scouted. There were spores ready just in time, and it still wasn't enough. Oh my god, Max Packs will win it all here for Psystorm Gaming.
Yeah, and that is an unbelievable comeback for Psystorm there.
Insane, mate. We had the Protoss players from Psystorm pop off tonight, both Max Packs and Geralt. We had insane games. Remember, even before the Geralt series, the comeback from Max Packs on Radisset Station was wild. And even here on Alkiona as well, for Max Packs to be able to take advantage of the stationary detection of just trying to take these trades and these fights in between the bases, pull Lambo apart, trade well, and transition out of it. Very well done by Max Packs.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you guys, if anyone missed that first game between Lambo and Max Packs, my memory does suck. But despite that, I'm going to say game of the year.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. It was everything we ever wanted. It was beautiful what we saw on Radisset Station, and I highly recommend checking out the VODs. I'm sure that plenty of other content creators are going to be jumping on that series as well. You know, players, even like people like Loco and Winter and Hearthstone and all that. I'm sure they're going to be all over that in the coming days, in the coming weeks. So yeah, keep an eye out for that because it was crazy.
Yeah, get it here first. Yeah, in the VODs.
Let's go. With that, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. That is going to be the end of WTL Round 6, the end of the week here for our tournament. And we are soon going to get an eye on the standings because I feel like we need that update at the end of each week. We do see how the updated standings do look like because we are reaching that halfway mark. It is, I think, 11 weeks in total, if I'm not mistaken, 11 weeks. And this is week 6 in the book.
Yeah, we are really getting into the business end of this. It's kind of crept up on me this time around.
Yeah, exactly. We are past the halfway mark, and there it is. There are the standings. We have Onside at the very top of the standings, alongside Team Basilisk. No surprise, they are the top 2 teams from the last season in WTL Summer, followed by Shopify. I mentioned before, Shopify have been doing very well this season compared to last. They are at number 3, even with the loss, followed by Team Liquid, Psystorm, and DKZ as number 6.
Yeah, kind of crazy though to see Shopify, Liquid, and Psystorm, all teams that were kind of fighting for that 6th and 7th spot last time around, ahead of DKZ, which are usually, favorites to be in the grand final.
100%. So a really big shakeup here of the hierarchy of teams over the course of WTL, of World Team League. And then, of course, we have the 7th to 12th teams, which have been struggling a little bit more. The big surprise is both Kwangdong Freaks and Mystery Gaming. Fun fact, yesterday was the first win for Mystery Gaming. They beat Team Liquid as well. Oh, the Ubu.
Oh,
hello. She's going to step on us. I'm not just saying that. It's going to happen.
Really?
But yeah. As Mystery Gaming, they got their first win yesterday, and that was a big surprise here. They have been struggling, and maybe it was just in my dreams that there was no stepping.
There are 2 versions of that.
There was no stepping at all. Why? What have you been watching?
I'll link you later, Papi.
What?
I'll link you later. We can.
Okay.
You know what? If you want, we can watch it while we eat that banana split. We can.
Okay.
Yeah, we can enjoy each other.
Oh my god. The self-report.
But yeah, Mystery Gaming and the Kwangdong Freaks, they have been struggling a lot this season, and it's been a bit of a surprise. They have a lot of top tier players, they have a lot of power in their team, but they just have been really struggling here, and it's gonna be on the next couple of weeks. They need to turn it on, they need to bring it back here and now, otherwise they will not make it into the playoffs.
Yeah, the Boomers got to pick up the pace.
Yeah, they really do. With that, though, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Thanks so much, everyone, for watching. I know that we had an abundance of viewers this week, and usually people do tune into Wardy or Rotterdam, but I think they're both casting ESL Masters, so we had some newer viewers coming in. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. If you're curious, here on the Cranky Ducklings, we do cast on a daily basis, every single day, multiple times a day. Fun fact, this was our 4th broadcast today. I think, or 3rd. So yeah, Ours, puppy, ours. This morning we were casting the Tenacious Turtle Tussle. Sorry, it was yesterday we were casting KSL and we were co-streaming ESL Masters and we were casting WTL and we cast a lot on this channel. We put in a lot of work, and if you're interested, you can follow us. We have a Twitter, we have a Facebook, we have a YouTube, we have a Discord, we have an Instagram, all things CranKy Ducklings. We've been casting for many, many years, and we have been experiencing a bit of a growth spurt over the past maybe 2 months, which we do appreciate. We do appreciate the people that have been finding us for the first time, so thank you so much. We were also the B stream for ESL Masters Winter, so you may recognize us from the B stream as we were casting there on that channel a couple of days ago. And yeah, welcome everyone. Hope you're all enjoying your stay, and thank you so much, Asher, for joining me today as well. Thank you.
No problem. I will sleep well.
I'll link you that stepping video. Don't worry about it. And with that, Asher, why don't you let the people know a little bit more about yourself? I know you haven't been streaming. You've been touching a lot of grass recently, unfortunately. But you know what? One day you're not going to touch the grass. One day you're going to be live again. And if you are, where can we find?
So many inappropriate jokes about what I've been doing. Well, yes. When I finally get my OBS scenes again, maybe I will stream something. That's the best I can give you. Maybe I can stream the rotting avocado on my shelf.
Oh, you can do it like a time lapse. You know how there are those time lapse videos? Yeah.
Sure.
You can.
Wait, do things grow out of avocados if you leave them for long enough? Because I don't like that. I don't like when they have like the little spouts that come out.
Oh, you don't want an avocado tree in your apartment? You don't?
No. Not really.
You know what you should do? You should have a race. You should buy an avocado. You should buy a banana, and you can you can race them to see who ripens.
See which one kills me first. Which spore will be the most powerful?
Oh no. Not like this. Not like this. You're an animal. But yeah, with that, yeah, you can check out Asher on his channel. You can check out myself on not just Asher, but also Real Fist, the lovely cat. You saw him earlier.
Be somewhere around here.
Yeah. He just wants food. But if you want to tune into myself, I am live over on my personal channel, light_VIP. I try and stream whenever I can, but we have been quite busy casting over the past month. I've been casting just so much here on the channel, so I just haven't had the luxury of streaming too often. But whenever we take a break, whenever we have some days to ourselves, I will be streaming over on my channel, just some cheeky ladder. Nothing too crazy, you know. Maybe some Diablo with with Asher, maybe, or some other games. And yeah, if you enjoyed us, check out all of our social media. CranKy Ducklings all over the place. Stick around. We're going to be giving another streamer a raid. We'll find someone to give our love to, someone to support. So check them out over on Twitch. Big shout out to Kuro, who's handling the production. And if you want some more CranKy Duckling action, we're going to be live soon TM. Our next big broadcast is tomorrow, ESL Open Cup Asia. That is in less than 24 hours. But ESL Masters Americas is in how many hours? Let me see. ESL Masters Americas is in 3 hours time. We are going to be live in 3 hours time, co-streaming ESL. So if you are interested, there we go. We're live in 3 hours.
I laugh, but you did wake up like a few hours ago. I think you'll be okay.
Yeah. For this reason. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. We appreciate it. We'll see you guys next time. Until then.
Ciao.
Bye.